Hey, welcome to X-Crawl Live. No, I'm kidding. This is, of course, Blades Against Bandwidth, and we're super happy to be in here with you again today. We're going to run a little bit shy. Dak's probably going to be a little bit late, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you very much. We have a last-minute jump in. You'll recognize him from the program and from every convention and from being friends with him, you know, and every other thing. It is, in fact, yes, Jim Skatch, aka Skatch the Elder.
Hello, everyone.
Yay!
Glad to be here.
He's our hero again.
Wonderful to have you here with us. So good to see you.
You're just sitting on the bench, Coach. Put me in. Put me in.
You're always in. So, but you know what though? If you're going to be on the show, you get to pitch stuff. So tell everybody about your map thing, just in case we got people who haven't seen.
Oh boy!
Especially since last time the volume was off when you did that.
So especially since last time we had a problem. Yeah, it wasn't me.
So for those of you who, gosh, it has to be a Gen Con and a half ago now. So it was 2019 when we ran the Thieves of Lankmar tournament. We used these map pieces that we call Dynamaps. And the idea is it's some really good black and white art that's done by one of our artists. And each piece has a I should say anti-slip covering on the back and synthetic paper on the top. And you can basically put the pieces out on the table and you can write on them and do whatever and then pick them back up. So you can do fog of war kind of through the dungeon. The problem right now is with the pandemic, trying to get something like that manufactured just doesn't take precedence in anybody's manufacturing order. So what we did is we're actually in the process of finishing up, moving all that art to be strictly digital and going to put it all on out for purchase at Roll20. So you'll be able to essentially use the same exact pieces you would use on the table to build Roll20 dungeons and so forth. So it's called Dynamaps, and we're just setting up all the business stuff. So we'll hopefully be launching that soon.
As a judge who was I was able to use those during that Gen Con, and it was a lifesaver. I did not have to draw maps. I did not have to describe room dimensions to players so they could draw maps. I could just plop them down, and they had a nice visual, and all the players actually really loved it as well. So.
Outstanding. Well, hopefully one day there'll be a Dynamaps of this adventure. I'd love to see it. And let's jump right back into the action with a quick recap of how it went last time. So as you'll last recall, you guys, you know, after believing that you had retired of your own volition to take jobs at this lovely little inn in the middle of no place, suddenly the illusion was shattered by a lead slug shaped coin or coin shaped lead slug. And we discovered that we were actually here in this horrific, this horrific inn of just a complete house of horrors filled with all kinds of monsters. Just an illusionary, pleasant veneer passed over this horrifying abattoir, and we fought our way through who we thought were the regulars that came in every day, and who turned out to be these strange, chaotic monkey creatures. Ripped some skin off some people. We fought our way through the patron, Miss Alice, we thought was a close friend and everything, and now suddenly has turned on us and became this horrific creature that we all had to deal with. We went down to the basement to find our equipment, and you guys faced off against a demon, and that is where we start off. Where she died and has dissipated. You have gone through those crates and found all of your stuff. You also found that each of you had some items that were missing out of your equipment. So, whoops. So we are down here in this room. So the y'all checked for secret doors and did not discover any. The only thing we found down here is that out of there's the cuts in the wall that make it like a little ladder rung style thing, sort of like so you can climb back up into the main part of the cozy cobweb, or there is a 3-foot porthole, like a tunnel dug out through one of the walls going to we do not know where.
So tell it kind of like we all have to crawl except for Forrester to get through it, or is it
Yeah, Forrester would have to stoop. The rest of you would have to crawl if you wanted to go down that tunnel and see what was down there.
Do we want to investigate more of the inn, or do we just want to go?
Yeah, because we didn't go upstairs at all, right, or anything.
No, she came down and we just booked it after we killed her.
You didn't go upstairs at all, and nobody who was disillusioned had actually gone outside of the actual building. Nobody, nobody who was, since the illusion, if it was indeed an illusion, and this is the illusion, if indeed that was an illusion that you guys all shed, nobody has been to the exterior yet, to the shed, to any of the upstairs things, or into any of the grounds around the outside of the building.
If you all wanted to explore elsewhere, I could cast ward portal so nothing can come up from underneath and get us.
I like that. I was only gonna say put boxes in front of it, but I forgot you could do that. So
why not both?
Yeah.
It rarely works because we rarely have a door.
Well, this
Brendan's
one,
mean.
I mean, I try to be, I always let you do it. I just make you roll a lower die.
That's true. It's a legitimate interpretation of the rules.
Yeah, so it's there's no actual door here, but I will say that if you get a 20, okay, that's portal completely disappears. That is a level you are needing to actually cover this thing up, at which point on a 20, it will be a blank space of wall for 2d6 times 10 hours.
Okay. And what would you like me to roll on?
You can roll a regular die on that, regular die, but you got to get it. You got.
No pressure, though. We might need those boxes. 7.
Yeah. So the other thing happens.
Wait, no. Yes. Okay. 7.
Boxes it is.
You didn't get a natural 1 on that check, am I right?
No, I got a 5, and then I have a +2.
To make Wiggs feel better, like I'll be putting the boxes in front of the hole
As I'm casting.
and I'm like, look what you did! Look what you did!
I'm so good at stuff.
It's very easy to pile all of the crates up in front of this. Like I said, the portal's only a few feet in diameter, so it's very easy to stack all those crates up there in front of it, which you do with ease, and then we climb back up into the main part of the building. Is that correct?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. So you climb back up there. You go up back into the main area of the cozy cobweb. You see that now, like I said before, there's a balcony. There's a balcony that runs around the entire room. And in your remembrance of the illusion, it was this like there were tables up there and chairs, and sometimes there were guests up there hanging out. But now it looks like a wreck with just like sagging boards, and the banister partially disappeared. But there's a stairway that goes up to it that actually leads to your room, to Miss Alice's room, and to all the 3 guest rooms that are up there. There's also we started off in the kitchen. Didn't really explore it that much, and like I said, no one's actually been to the stables or outside of the building since the illusion was dropped down. Yes.
I was in the stables because I was not since the illusion dropped.
Yeah,
Never mind.
You remember that lovely pony that you were working on out there?
Can't wait to see what that actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is that.
When I first got the coin, I was standing outside. Did I get like a quick glance of what anything looked like?
The only thing, so you didn't go out from under the porch. So the only thing that was the sky was completely gray. All of the buildings that you could see were just like burned out husks. They were just like completely wrecked.
So Seattle. Okay, gotcha.
Right. Easy. Where I live in Capitol Hill was awesome. And there's what do you call it? You remember seeing that when you were first like out there, but when if that was the illusion was still on. You saw some of the regulars out there who were just wandering around, but then you saw them as these horrific green-skinned creatures that were sort of like just staggering up and down, without purpose, going up and down the street.
So maybe we should barricade the doors while we're in here so nothing just wanders in.
Yeah, you said there's some furniture down here, right? We can just put in front.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could easily load. There's like 3 tables in there and a couple of chairs. They're all in terrible condition, and you'll be able to take them, drag them over there, and put them up in front of the door.
Yeah, I'm not really
Get some
thinking that we
boxes for
need-
Wiggs so that she
Yeah.
feels good about it.
And then kitchen first, and then work our way upstairs.
Yeah, I think again, doing a good toss of each room is probably because I'm kind of worried on. I'm not sure if Anatole is not smart enough for this, but being that everything here is kind of demonic and we're missing items, I don't feel comfortable with that. You know, like the
Yeah.
whole like if they have a piece of us, are we like more susceptible to being cursed, or is it that's what's keeping us in this curse type thing? So I definitely want to find those missing things.
Also,
Yeah.
before we go upstairs, who still has the coin?
Did Septa?
Or is it still on the table?
No, so someone got.
Anatole was the last one to
Yeah,
get
maybe I have it. I was the
returned.
last one to actually get turned, so maybe I still have it in my hand or something.
So like
Yeah.
that visitor, I mean, he did intend the coin for Miss Alice, so maybe it does have some power over demonic creatures. So we could just keep track of it just in case.
All right, kitchen first.
Okay. Wait a sec. The person who gave Phoebe the coin had to know what the coin would do.
I think his thank you was freeing us as like a revenge thing.
Yeah, I don't think he ever intended it for Miss Alice.
Okay.
But it's still probably a good thing to keep a hold of because I feel like we're not done with it yet. Kitchen first, right? Toss that.
All right. You guys head into the kitchen. As described before, the room is an abattoir. One thing, when you guys get up there, you do not see the body of Miss Alice, which you had mutilated, as y'all recall. You do not know where it's gotten to.
Don't love that.
There are blood stains. They seem to go out from the front door, but the body is not there. Yeah, there in the kitchen, the walls and floors are streaked with blood. There's lazy flies hovering in the air everywhere. Along the east wall is an oversized butcher's block with integral chains and manacles. Clamped to it is the body of a dead human. The south wall has a huge trough of brackish water with a bloated corpse half in, head submerged. There's huge rats, sort of like, boldly, doing whatever they want down here. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's stopping these rats from doing anything. So they're just kind of wandering around and they seem like they're very used to you. They're not scared of you at all.
Forrester, you can make some more salted rat. That's all I'm
I
saying.
love a good salt rat.
So I don't know if there's anything in here we need now that we have our actual weapons and armor back.
No, yeah, I just want to toss like some of the cupboards to see if any of our stuff's in there or like anything of
All
use.
right. You toss into place. What you guys find are another. There's just tons of more of knives and cleavers here. All of the kitchen implements, as you remembered them, like however you remembered them to be, everything in here now is a knife or a cleaver. Like everything in here is a bladed implement. Checking through the rest of the room, you don't find anything else. There's a door that leads outside, but that's the only thing, the only other point of way to get out of this room.
There's no secret doors as we go through, even in the cabinets.
As you go through, you do not detect any secret doors.
Is there anything found on the body of this dead human that might in any way give us a clue as to what his identity is?
There might be. Why don't you go ahead and give me a luck check there for Forrester.
Here's to hoping he was a terrible person.
Success.
All right. The only thing that you see on him that might at all sort of like put them in sort of like a place and such is that they are wearing. He's wearing like a little braided bracelet made of maybe horsehair. on there and such. You know what? That's the thing that kids from Nine Towns do that sometimes. From where you guys grew up, they'll do like give like a sweetheart a horsehair rope, and the idea is that like, you know, you take it and you make a wish on it, and then once it falls off of you, if eventually it rots off, then your wish is supposed to come true. It's a little thing that kids do from your area. He has one of those on. He could be from the Nine Towns area. You're not sure, but it's possible.
I'll go ahead and take that up so that next time we're in Nine Towns, I can see if anybody recognizes it and I can let them know about the fate of their friend.
Absolutely. All right, cool. Add that to your inventory with the horsehair bracelet from area 2, from 1-3, excuse me.
I mean, hey, now that it's technically fallen off, maybe his wish will come true.
Maybe his wish. Somewhere, Smash cuts it down. Oh my God, Bert, I love him. I'm gonna go see what he's doing right now.
Sorry, what area did you say this was from?
Nine Towns. That's from the
Oh,
area where
Nine
you guys, yeah, where y'all all grew up.
Way to bright side it, Phoebe.
You never know.
Should we barricade that other door?
I think we should look outside first.
I just don't like that there's a blood trail leading outside, which means she could be bringing reinforcements. We should keep one door or both doors, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we can just block it. I don't think we're gonna keep anyone out for a really long time, but at least it'll give us a warning. And
we can look out the windows.
Yeah, let's before we barricade, let's do what Septus is saying and take a quick look outside.
Sure. The outside, looking from the back here, like it's very, very different. You remember an alleyway, like backed up, where there's a fence backed up to a couple of nice houses, where you guys would you would put your trash out there, and the Rag and Bone Man would come around and take it away once a week, and sometimes he would even catch up for a minute and hang out with the kitchen crew and pass the time. But now, yeah, that you can see where a fence was. It's like one post left and a couple of boards, but the whole thing is just a rack and ruin. The air out here is really dim and gray. It looks like it should be like that kind of feeling you get from an overcast day where it should be cold and whatnot, but instead it's hot and close and sticky out here. Like the air is a little thick out here and very gray. It looks like it's overcast, but it feels like you're inside of a tent.
And there's no horizon or anything. It's all the same gray.
You can't, from the angle you have here, I mean, there's like a hill and there's some wrecked houses out here. You can't see the horizon from where you are here in the interior.
All right, barricade it and head upstairs.
All right, you guys barricade it, and it's not hard. I mean, you can bring over the prep table and a couple other things and such. Something it's not an impenetrable thing by any means, but it would take a minute for someone to get upstairs or to get inside the door up there. So you guys go up the stairs. The balcony now, it feels like you can't believe how many times you trod upon this balcony because it just feels like it's getting ready to give under your feet. Like if you were all to jump up and slam your feet down really hard, you would pass right through it into just down to the floor below. So the way the inn is, so the balcony runs around the common room, but once you take the hallway down to where the rooms are, you're actually above a little like porch where like a carriage could come up and like park next to it and be out of the rain where people could come in. So you're like at an overhang once you actually go up to the upstairs. So you guys go upstairs and are looking into the hallway there. There are 2 doors on your left, one of which is your room, and the other of which is Miss Alice's room. At least it's how it was before. And then the doors on the right, they were always known like you remember just the doors being kind of like she kind of called them the left room, the center room, and the other room. But one door is like I said, one is like completely like covered in red drying blood streaks. The one door is just like a plain door with like a neutral holy symbol on a leather thong hung on the outside of it. And the last door is, I feel like I'm missing a room here. Kitchen. I'm having a hard time working with this.
Who wrote this? Come on now.
You know what? I feel like my PDF is missing a page. I have the old version. Let me go grab my hard copy. I'll be right back.
It's funny because I would always think like I remember stuff, the things that I created, but then I look back at like adventures that I did. I'm like, I don't remember even writing this or ever, you know.
I bet
Not
your
sure
door
if
number
it-
3 is a washer dryer.
Yeah, you should go in there.
I'm not sure I remember
It
what
is
we
a
did
mimic.
10 minutes ago.
No, I figure I wrote this in March, April, so a lot going on there. But yeah, so there is this one door is covered in like kind of like blood streaks and it's buzzing with flies. The other door is coated in some kind of lumpy urine yellow bile that is caked in patches around it. And the other one is plain, but there is a neutral holy symbol hung on the door.
Do we remember there being any guests currently staying?
Why, yes, you do. Just like before, it takes a minute to kind of like get your head around it. But now that you're actually trying to, you remember Mr. Templeton. Mr. Templeton was a merchant that came up just a couple of days ago, and you don't remember him checking out. Actually, now that you look back, you don't remember anybody checking out ever. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, how come, you're always greeting people, but you don't remember saying a whole lot of goodbyes?
Hotel California.
Yep. So Mr. Templeton is in the door, that door with the yellow bile caked upon it. And you remember it as being a door, you remember the door being painted as like bright sunny yellow, and the other door being painted a bright red. But now it's, like I said, just a...
Oh, Mr. Templeton.
You hear from inside, you hear someone say, yes.
We need to change your bedding. We have new linens for you.
Just a moment. And you hear some kind of bumping around in there. Okay, so the door finally opens up. The interior of this room is crawling with insects. Mr. Templeton comes to the door. You remember him checking into the inn recently. He's wearing a dressing robe and sandals and seems to be completely unaware of the hundreds of insects that crawl about his body. Dozens of huge bloated ticks hang off his face, chest, ears, and eyelids. He looks a bit put out to see you all there. And he's like, really, we're going to change the linens now in the middle of the day? He's just got bugs everywhere. They're just hanging off of him in clusters.
Oh
He's
man,
like,
do you give him the coin or not?
Does it really take everyone to do this? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just getting ready to lay down for a moment. Go ahead, do what you have to do. Maybe I can get a toddy sent up later. I'm going to do some work, but I'd like a...
How about there's no one in the inn right now. How about Ernie brings you downstairs, gets you fed on the house for our inconveniencing you, and will let us clean the room, and that'll be that.
He says, now that's good customer service. And he smiles so big that it pops one of those ticks off and it kind of rolls down his shirt, leaving a blood trail. Thanks very much, Ernie. Let's go. So he follows Ernie back down to the main room down there. Like you look in the rest of the room. So there's a bed in here. There's you see, like looking around, there's his traveling case, but like the room is just, like I said, just bugs crawling on everything.
All right, so I don't want to go in there.
I don't think any of us do.
And you said one of the doors from the hallway was our room?
Yeah,
On the other side, right?
You're looking at the east or the south facing wall, like on the right. On the left side, there are only two doors there. One of them is the room that you all shared, and the other one is the room that Miss Alice stayed in.
Well, a thing that's really common amongst full-grown Hobbit men is they don't want to be seen as children because we're small. So we very quickly eschew anything too childlike. But one thing that I've really enjoyed in my retirement is that I have found this stuffed bunny that I've actually grown very comfortable cuddling with at night. And now I'm feeling very betrayed by all of this. And I want to go into my room and take a look at my stuffed bunny and see what it actually has been this whole time.
Okay, so you're gonna go down the hallway and go into your old room?
Yep.
Okay, you head there into the interior.
Oh, Forrester, whatever it is, I don't want to know.
It's gotta be a giant tick.
Maybe a head.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you open the door and it's like the smell just hits you. The room reeks of human effluvia. You must have been sleeping on the floor and only imagining that you all had hammocks inside of here. The ceiling is dotted with water stains and blobs of mold. You remember there being a window on the north wall offering a view of the stable, yet on the space where you remember it being are just words scrawled in dried blood. Continue dying. So your own like meager personal effects, like the stuff that you remember, being here is just like everything here is a wreck. And yeah, man, that stuffed rabbit, it's a foot. It's always been a foot. You kind of knew it was a foot. It's not a new foot. It's an old foot.
Yep. It's not a lucky rabbit's foot.
No.
It's a rotten human's foot.
No.
Hey, look, the hobbit's gained a foot.
The dad jokes. Do you want to keep it?
I just quietly and sadly close the door on this room and feel a little piece of me die inside.
Oh.
I want to open the door when he walks away and go and grab the foot and put it in with my fingers.
Okay.
So now I've got to.
You got 5 extra shots. You got to get them off there.
I mean, you're a wizard.
that's
You never know when you're going to need a foot for a spell component,
Absolutely.
right?
I don't even know what
say
kind
though-
of foot it is.
It's always person, and this thing
Excellent.
It's so smelly and gross at this point that it's going to make it a lot like like your other stuff is mummified, but this thing is still just ripe and crawling with bugs. So it's going to make you will get. I mean, you can totally do it, but like it'll take people a minute to realize that you're carrying something in your packet that smells like decaying.
I think
Decaying
That
humanity.
reminds me, I want to catch one of the ticks in a sack, one of the giant engorged ticks.
Yeah, I mean they're giant for ticks. They're like but yeah, you can totally grab one. They're so fat and happy. They're like crawling around like, oh, I couldn't have another bite. That one that fell off his face.
I need it for color spray.
Gotcha. You get you a tick off the ground. He's like me Thanksgiving night, right? Oh, I couldn't have another. Holy shit.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
What about? All right, so
That's
we have to
over.
go to Miss Alice. I'm sure Miss Alice's room is going to be horrifying, but there could be good stuff in it.
Yep. I think
No
that's
telling.
next.
I would
Alright,
also suggest that we may actually want to try the door that's got the neutral holy symbol on it first, and then go to Miss Alice, because there may be something in there that's actually not corrupted.
All right, should we do that one next then?
Let's do it.
All right. You open that door up. A blast of cold air strikes you as the door opens. Suddenly, it's cold enough for you to see your breath. Inside this room is a body hanging from the ceiling by its neck. The body seems ancient, nearly mummified, and it hangs from a twisted sheet hung from a gap in the ceiling. The body twists, and the corpse's lifeless eyes seem to stare at you accusingly.
Is it
Why
missing
he
a
had
foot?
that ring?
No, he's got both of his feet.
For now.
Yeah. The only thing you can really see about him is that, like, checking him out. Yeah, he's mummified corpse. There's not really much to it. You see there.
Let's go through his stuff, and I assume he's clothed, so his pockets.
Okay, yeah. All right, Wiggs, you're gonna go over there and check his pockets.
Like,
Yeah.
knock first, like say we're coming in.
Housekeeping.
Yeah.
All right. You go inside there. You kind of like grab on him. You check, feeling around like in his pockets. It doesn't seem like he has anything. But however, something happens. Suddenly, like you see, like appearing in the corner of the room, a further blast of even colder air. So now it's like frigid wintertime in here. And for a moment, you see this translucent humanoid that could be this guy hanging up there. He kind of has a similar face. You can see that he's bare chested and he's covered in what you recognize like nautical tattoos, anchors and sails, and like the good luck charms that sailors will have tattooed on them. He shows up there and he screams and screams and screams and screams and screams. I need everyone in the room, all y'all, to make a DC 12 Fortitude save.
Fort plus 2. Dirty 20.
Okay,
Got an 11, so I'm gonna burn a point of luck on that one.
you got it. Earn a point of luck to make that one.
I'm
I
going to burn a
missed.
point of luck to get mine as well. Haley, what is your luck currently at?
That would bring it to a 5.
5? Let me go ahead and get that for you.
Thank you.
I failed miserably.
I failed as
All right.
well.
All right, so I'm gonna
Twinsies.
gotcha. So
The Wizards.
So Wiggs and Skatch, Wiggs and Septus both take 3 points of damage, and I need a second DC 12 Fortitude save from y'all.
Uh-oh.
Just the ones that failed it for everybody.
Just the ones that fail it.
I got a 1.
Okay. You are.
passes out.
Did you fail
I
it
got
one
a-
too?
I got a 5.
All right, both of y'all did. Okay, so you are both deafened temporarily. You don't know for how long, but like all you have is this terrible, terrible ringing in your ears, and it's going to make it's kind of sucks that it was y'all two because it's going to make spell casting more difficult for the both of y'all. You can't hear how to pitch your voices correctly.
I get
And
different.
then
Brendan, did you freeze? Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
I didn't
you're-
freeze a minute there. Could you hear me?
No.
Now we can.
That was a
All
great
right, cool.
effect for this room, Brendan. Kudos.
Thanks, man. I've been, really trying to up my tech game because
I'm down to 3 hit points.
Jesus.
Just
Okay.
just so we're all aware.
Okay.
yeah.
Just in
You
case your
know-
daughter
Wait,
needs
let
to
me
hear
tell
that.
her the right way. I'm down to 3 hit points.
This is why we don't share a room.
You okay, Brendan? Okay.
All right. Well, is there initiative or is it just that's
And then after it screams and then it disappears.
cool?
Does the room feel any warmer after he leaves? It leaves?
It doesn't. Well, it got colder when the thing appeared, and it does kind of go back to the cold that the room was before it appears. Yes.
Is there anything else in the room? Bed, dresser, desk, clothes?
There is a bed. Looks like the legs have collapsed on one side of it, so the bed's kind of like sort of like leaning over there at an angle. And beyond that, it looks like it's been intent, like someone's like gone through here and grabbed everything. You know what I mean? You don't see, he doesn't have any equipment or gear or luggage. There's the dresser, like the other rooms have a little dresser in them. This one's empty.
So can I, with the knife that I have from earlier, cut him down from hanging and like actually take his body down? And then do I recognize the neutral symbol as like a specific god or anything that I would know anything about?
It's actually the symbol for neutrality. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like the actual, so it's the kind of thing that like if you were, there are some like polytheistic neutral things and such. So like this is, if this was a priest's thing that he, was essentially like a priest of the balance and probably revered a lot of the different gods of that, pantheon, of that alignment. So
All right. Can I give him whatever burial rites I think would?
absolutely.
Whatever I can do. just
Yeah,
to-
100% you can. Are you gonna take him outside to do it, or like I mean, where
For now, I'm just gonna like pray. Like
Gotcha,
go in
right.
Little bit of
peace.
oils.
Yeah.
Lay him on the tilted bed.
Yeah.
Unguents.
Something so he's not hanging from the ceiling.
Cool. All right. You lay him out there and you pray, and you have the intention of giving him a proper burial later on. That's correct.
Yes, sounds good.
All right. Cool.
Or at least a funeral pyre when we burn this place.
Yeah.
right.
Do you want to take the holy symbol from the door? Because it seems to prevent corruption.
Yeah. I just don't want that to be what's keeping the cold in there and then like releasing whatever is in there out.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Should we check out Alice's room now?
All right. You guys make your way over to there. Okay. So Yeah, so opening the door, you open up the door to Miss Alice's chamber. The walls of this room are hung with one continuous gruesome tapestry made from the skins of dozens of humans, elves, and dwarves, all carefully removed and stitched together in a covering that leaves no bare spot in the room. There's a pile of discarded clothes in one corner that seems to have been sort of formed up into a kind of a sleeping nest. The room smells ever so bad. It's blood and rot and decay in here, festering human effluvium.
Search the mess.
Yeah, you want to search through the like little bed nest they have?
Think very carefully.
I'm gonna ready a torch too, Brendan, while Phoebe's doing that.
All right, you do it. All right, so Phoebe goes through that nest. Actually, you find some stuff in there. If someone wants to write this down, you'll find the following. There is 124 silver pieces in there. And there is 48 gold pieces in there. And there at the very bottom of everything, without a scabbard, there is a sword. It is a two-handed sword. And the pommel is like a stylized silver lark's pommel.
All right,
Like
no one touch it.
Lark skull. It's a lark skull is the thing. So
No one touch it yet. I should probably do detect evil on it before anyone starts playing with it.
We can't. We went on another evil sword in the party.
Yeah, we're gonna start fighting with each other. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try detect evil on the.
all right.
Maybe we should tie the two swords together and they'd cancel each other out.
That's what or have like a neutral guy with one in each hand, just like the balance.
Well, you remember back in the day, He-Man and Skeletor's swords were like halves of each other, and you could put them together, right?
I got a 14. So creatures of opposed alignment automatically detected, as well as objects inherently dangerous in nature, traps, cursed weapons.
While this room is hella evil, the place where you're in, everything here radiates a low level of evil, but you get 0 of that from the sword.
All right, who wants it? I feel like Ernie would take it if he were here.
He's got a badass sword. I mean, big ass swords are very Melnibonean, which would fall into Wiggs's category as well. I don't know.
You know what though? This is a regular steel sword,
Oh.
and it'll get on Wiggs's steel.
No
thing.
touchy. I'm
And
a
it's on this
minimalist.
Then I'll
nice and
take
loose.
it.
Yeah, okay, wizard.
I have a 14 strength.
Yeah, you're actually stronger than I am.
Okay.
What is your alignment there for
Chaotic.
Yeah, gotcha. You know what? You handling the sword, it kind of gives you a creepy feeling, like it's watching you and judging you.
I like
It's
this sword.
it's low level. It's just kind of a thing, but you just sort of feel like every time you look at it, it's like somehow that no matter how you were holding it, like the lark skull is once again swiveled in your direction. Like
I like
it's
this.
just-
This is a good
it's
influence
It's just
on the
throwing
party.
shade.
just throwing shade.
Oh, perfect
Oh,
timing.
And
Dax
that's when
That's when Dak shows
that's
up.
when
Oh, hi.
Let's.
Dun, dun.
What up,
Hi,
Dak?
Dak.
Hello.
How you
Let
doing?
me see your hat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dak Ultimak. What? I heard the story of this hat the other day.
Yeah, it's old. Super
Yes.
old.
It's like 20 years old.
It's an artifact.
It's never been washed.
Like my underwear.
Right.
Now we know what this room smells like.
You should
Speaking
see
of
the suit.
artifacts.
You should see the suit that goes with it.
Oh god.
Nice. It's like a bad
Oh,
Santa suit.
actually, you can see the suit. I have a trick. I can totally do this. Come on. Why is it stalling on me? Here, this is a good one. Oh.
Yeah.
That's me coming home in the middle of the night. And this was me that morning. You got a whole
little
me
Santa
warm.
crew there.
Yeah, that's me warming up.
Nice.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
That's awesome.
I'm bummed because I thought you were just getting into the Ministry of Silly Walks right there. That would have been awesome.
Good form though.
Yeah, awfully snowy for.
Yeah, it's like 75
right.
degrees out here right now.
I feel ya. All right, so y'all are so here's what happened while you were gone. Dak, you guys came out of the basement, you went upstairs, and you checked out your old room, which was just a gross mess. You checked out Miss Alice's room, which is a gross mess, and they checked on the only guest that was still in the place, Mr. Templeton. You open the door there, and Mr. Templeton seems to be completely unaware, like he seems to still be under the illusion, and he's completely covered in ticks and other bugs. His room is crawling with bugs, and since you were in here, they sent you down to go ahead and get him a little something to eat for free on the house while they flipped his room. So he's at this point now he's in a good mood, and like the two of y'all are downstairs. He's just jabbering on like, oh well, I'll tell you, this is a nice place. I'm almost tempted to stay here for one more day and just rest my bones for one more day before I get back on the road. I do want to make it all the way to the capital before it gets too much colder out, though. Can't be stuck someplace when the snows come, can I? Oh, what are you looking at? He's covered in bugs, just covered. Everything okay there? I think they said your name was Ernie.
I'm not really sure what's going on right now, to be honest.
Nice summer day, like before the illusion broke. Like
yeah, before the illusion broke, you remember it being a really nice, like warm, like lovely day and such. But it's still like maybe he thought, if he's going to the capital, he might, he said he's a merchant, so he might have a route that he has to take. Like he might be hitting like 10 cities before he gets there. So
Ernie, right now you're downstairs with this thing sent away to distract him, and you're supposed to be getting him food and distracting him and getting rid of him for now.
Oh, is that what I'm doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, while we figured out like what exactly to do with him.
yes.
Okay.
And he's
So,
completely unaware. So he's covered in bugs and ticks and just gross stuff. But
And am I supposed to be playing it off like
Like
Right.
everything's fine.
everything's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe
You got
you should
something
leave
on your
today
nose.
to get to the capital in time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I try to talk him into it.
Into leaving. He's
guess
like,
so.
you're probably right. It's just so rare to find something like this that it's a little spot like this in my roads. You would not believe some of the gross places. I stayed in a place, the floor had never been cleaned. I walked barefoot in there one time. My feet were completely black. You would not believe it. I mean, some of these roadside inns, they have no pride in what they do. Clearly this is the kind of establishment, he says, like leaning up against a wall, just completely matted in blood. Like clearly this is the kind of establishment where a respectable gentleman would stay on the road every time they had the opportunity. I guarantee you, I'll be back here, my friend. I certainly will. So we can leave you with him down there while he gabbles on about everything that he was all of his plans for while he's leaving.
Yeah, you're probably best off cutting to those guys right now.
Gotcha. What's everybody else going to do while y'all are upstairs?
I was gonna try and just bless the room in general.
All right, go ahead and give me that bless check.
I just lost my dice all of a sudden.
Does it look, Phoebe? I know she went over to the cocoon thing. Was there more stuff in here to like really investigate?
I think I just found the silver, gold, and the sword in there.
Yeah, flipping through, you feel like you kind of shook all the crap out of there. And it's like I said, it's like a giant pile of discarded clothes that looks like somebody was sleeping on. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
flammable is what you're saying?
Flammable, yes.
Burn later. We still have stuff to explore. Yeah, I'm gonna try and bless the room.
All right.
Well, that's a 2, so 7.
You didn't bless this mess.
Yeah.
Does that score you disapproval?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I just dropped my book. Yeah, I will.
All right. Go ahead and roll 2 die 4 for me. And oh man, let me grab the book real quick. Where's mine? gotta grab my.
Well, that's not in my disapproval range. That'll just give me disapproval.
Oh, it's so you don't actually
Yeah.
get disapproval. Okay, gotcha,
No.
gotcha. All right, cool. All right, good. All right.
Brendan,
cool.
I can have it open. Do you want me to just have the regular disapproval in case, or the actual shul one from the annual?
Grab the shul one. I like it. We're using all the other shul stuff. I think it's cool. So.
I think it's cool too.
Yeah. And if you have it, do you have it? You don't have it handy, do you?
I have it a PDF. Yeah, I can pull it up.
Yeah. That's check out the annual. The DCC annual #1 is amazing and shock a block with great stuff. If you're watching from home, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe and hit that bell, and you'll get notifications up to the date to let you know what all we're doing. I'm trying to sound more and more like a professional at this, and not just like somebody y'all found on the street. So that's me making an effort, y'all.
You know what though? It's kind of the DCC aesthetic.
I know,
Exactly.
but I still want people to subscribe. I'm really proud of what we're doing here, and I think it's a lot of fun. And if you enjoy watching live play games, I hope you'll stay tuned in, because we have a lot more coming for you for the rest of this year and next year. So anyway, yeah, that is what you'll see after you go through that. Those coins and that sword is the only thing you find in there. You try casting bless on that room, and it does not go.
Too unholy.
Yeah, you can feel the oppressive evil of this place just pushing against you.
Are there any windows in this room?
Let me check out my map real quick. Yeah, there is a window in here.
I would like to look out that window.
Okay, so you have a look around out here. Okay, so from here, you can totally see like one corner of the stable, which is completely dilapidated. You also can see that you can see the horizon from here. You're long enough, but it's strange though. What you're seeing is like almost like a gray wall of some sort. Like as far as you can see from where you are here, you just see this kind of like a indistinct grayness, as much of the horizon as you can see from up here. That is all you can see.
Should we check out that last room?
Yes, the one with the blood-soaked door, blood-caked door.
What could be bad in there?
All right. Yeah, you guys head to that last door. Okay, so the opening that one, yeah, you open it up. Said the streaks of drying blood, and the door is covered with flies. Inside, the room was obviously the site of some horrific violence. There are red handprints covering every surface. It looks at some point someone tried to claw through the wall to get to the outside. There's a window in here as well, and you can see the front of the. From here, you can see the front of the street out in front of the inn, and yeah, you can see that the three buildings that you recognize as being like that y'all saw from across the street completely burned down. One's got just a partial chimney. The other two are just like burnt out wrecks, and yeah, you can see that same grayness along the edge of the horizon as far as you can see.
I think we're going to end up in that little tunnel that only Forrester can get through with stooping.
Which is fine with Forrester.
Yeah.
I feel like we've got a pretty clear idea of what's going on up here.
Maybe I don't burn this place down if we're going to go into that tunnel, in case that's actually not a way out and is instead some horrific lair of some kind of bug monster or whatever that serpent thing was we fought, or a passage to hell. Maybe we wait on the whole burning down.
Yeah.
Like, we could just leave, right?
You could just leave.
Yeah, should we investigate outside before we do the tunnel?
We haven't looked at the stables yet.
And no one knows that the illusion's broken other than Alice.
Yeah, we can just kind of like do and like maybe walk out of town.
Go into town for supplies. BRB.
Don't mind us. Nothing suspicious here.
I say we let him go.
No.
We still have to deal with what's his name though, who's dealing with Ernie.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Templeton, yeah.
Like, we really don't know where we are.
Yeah, no.
So like I kind of want to find out what Templeton, like how far away he thinks he is from the capital.
Okay, you go down and yeah, so we all meet back down there in the common area. He clearly thinks he's eating something at this point, but is going through the motions and is just like pretending to eat something. And he's like, "Thank you so much. I actually was famished." And you ask him like, what question do you ask him? Tell me.
I didn't think we were expecting snow anytime soon.
Not this myself.
What's your route to the capital?
Oh well, I'll pass through 9 towns and then I'll go east, and then there's a little mining town over there. I can always, and he kind of like talks about this like kind of like crooked path he wants to take through everything. But he mentions, he's like, I don't usually come this far south, but I heard somebody had artifacts for sale, and turned out to be a bunch of junk. But I don't, usually this whole this whole area is boggy. This is a great place to get if you wanted to get your, if you want to lose your cart in a swamp. This is
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right. I mean,
do you remember? So like I've heard this from a few travelers, and I kind of want to figure out the root of the rumor, because we only want people coming to this inn for legitimate reasons.
Sure.
Do you remember who told you that or what they looked like?
Well, that's the funniest thing. I've been this way a dozen times before in the past. I mean, I've been doing this since I was a kid. With my father and with his father, But this town must have sprung up. I mean, I don't know how long it's been here, but it must have sprung up in the last. I mean, you would know better than me, but it wasn't here. Not even when on my way south. I mean, I can't imagine I would have passed this close and not seen something. But I just saw this quaint little road, and I saw a sign, and I made my way into town, and it was just lovely. So no one really told me, but this is once I made it into town, of course, everyone said the Cozy Cobweb is the only place to stay. And not only is it the only place to stay, it's the only place to stay. I mean, look how amazing this is,
While he's distracted, Brendan, I want to see if he doesn't know and wouldn't feel it, if I kind of using my little deft pickpockety hands to just kind of yank one of those ticks off his face.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a pickpocket check.
This goes badly.
Oh, I got a 27.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you're like, you don't even leave the head, and you're like, and he keeps talking, a trickle of blood comes out of him, and he kind of pats it without even realizing what he's doing, and now and you've got like I said, one more just ginormous could eat another bite tick, just huge.
How many are on his face still? Because I want to kind of make it so it's not as traumatic for when he comes to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's at least say 24.
I mean, he's probably safer not knowing right now, because otherwise we just have an NPC to take care of, right?
Oh, we're assuming he's not. I just assumed he knew what was. He was a bad guy.
No, I think he's just
Oh
like
no,
us.
I think he's a victim.
I did it first, but I think as long as you're unaware of the illusion, you're probably safe from the effects, at least for a while.
While they're talking to him, Brendan, I realized that we never actually made his bed, even though we said we were going to.
He won't know the difference. He won't know.
So I'm going to go up and make his bed, and I'm going to tuck the foot in.
In the buggy room with all the.
Yeah. In his bed, like a little thank you. So now to him, it's going to be a little rabbit, because I've seen Forrester with that rabbit 100 times, right? So
oh, when he said tuck, I thought you were going to short sheet him. When he said tuck.
no. That would also be funny if Forrester.
He's going to come down and complain. No, this is ridiculous. Come on now. Of all the things that are going on.
I'm going to tuck the foot in there like it's a little, like a mint on the pillow.
Yeah,
and then
you absolutely do. Yeah, the bugs that are already there immediately come to investigate this wonder that has officially arrived there. But yeah, you tuck the natty and ratty and bloodstained blanket that's up there, kind of tuck it in, and yeah, you give it a light turn, so to speak, and you're rolling.
I'm just gonna leave him here then.
Well, I think we should once we figure out how we're gonna get out of here, we come back for him, or we at least.
I think we should encourage him to leave.
Yeah.
and we should maybe go out and we can kill two birds with one stone. We can go say we're going to get his stuff ready in the stables. And then we can go investigate the stable. Meanwhile, he's safe up in his room, getting his stuff together.
Is that safe
Yeah.
with all those bugs? I'm calling that safe.
He's been here for like 100 days so far with all those bugs. So,
I mean, we could tell him the hotel is closing for renovations. Yeah.
I mean,
listen, we don't want to alarm you, but we found a cockroach in your room. So we're going to have to dust the whole place.
Bed bugs, they're horrible. The only solution
Yeah.
is to burn the entire inn
Burn
down.
everything down.
and start over. Oh my gosh.
There's only one way to get through all of this, y'all. So, all right. So what do we actually do?
I think we should leave him up here, right? And we're going to go and investigate the tunnel. Is that we wanted to check out the tunnel, or are we just going to go outside and say screw the tunnel?
We still have to find our stuff, so I would say tunnel.
Oh,
and
that's true.
Ernie,
Wait,
just so
what
you-
about the stable?
Oh, we haven't done the stable yet. We haven't gone up there yet since we've been freed. So
You know, we could make it go faster if we split the party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
genius.
And
Whose side are you on?
Is the
we're chaotic
stable,
wizard. What do you expect?
The side of chaos.
In real life.
oh, so Ernie, I don't know if you did. Brendan, did you fill him in? I was zoned out when that came on. But did you hear about the new sword?
Oh,
I don't
no.
think we filled it in on
So
that.
Phoebe found a new sword up in Miss Alice's room. It appears to be magical because Septus is having a little bit of a struggle with it, and it might
It's
be
judging me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've named it Karen. This
Are
is
you-
the sword Karen.
Are you lawful or
It's
neutral?
very judgmental.
I'm neutral.
Because it sounds like the sword
You want
might
Karen?
be.
You should take Karen.
But we can't give
I already have the
Septus-
rude blade.
Yeah, we can't give Septus the Runeblade though, because the Runeblade will feed off that chaos.
I'm just saying, like maybe it's more, yeah, or it's just more Septusy to have a rune blade.
So we're giving the chaotic wizard the chaotic sword. That sounds like a great plan.
Trade? You want to trade, Ernie?
What do I know about this sword?
It's gorgeous. Look at the skull it's got on the pommel. And
It's got I think a rook skull. Is on
It
the
is the
pommel.
it is the
Yeah.
first thing we've encountered that hasn't radiated evil, so naturally no one wants it.
Yeah, can I
Trade?
take it for a test drive? Can I test
sure,
drive it?
sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I grab it, and I start swinging it around. How does it
You know
feel?
what?
Oh, hey, oh, look
Ernie,
at
are
that
you?
thing looks
are
great
you
on you.
lawful? Or are you neutral? What's your line?
I'm neutral. Neutral.
You know, it's. I'll tell you what. It's you know.
Is the
certainly
balance
an
off? Is the balance off?
No, it's certainly it's certainly a very exceptional blade, but doesn't feel quite like. And you kind of miss the rune blade when you don't have it. Like it's like, oh man, like you almost feel it calling to you.
I go, nah, give it back.
Now we have an addiction to weapons. We're a great group. So basement then, with Ernie back with the Runeblade and Septus having the judgy sword.
well, is there
You know, it's
other
actually
than
looked at me just like the sword.
other than the stables? Are there any rooms? Is there anywhere else we haven't explored yet, other than the stables in the tunnel?
You're not that you're aware. No one's found
Okay.
any secret doors yet. Yeah, other than the stables in the tunnel, you've gone through all the rooms upstairs, and yeah, you think it looks, that's all you
Tunnel?
think.
I like the idea of under the cover of telling dude that we're gonna get his horses ready is as an excuse to go check out the stable.
Yeah, especially since Miss Alice is most likely like reconfiguring herself. I don't want to go into a tunnel where I don't know where it leads and have like one way to our back when there's a monster around. So maybe going to the stables is a better idea.
Okay.
All right, so we are going to all go out to the stables.
Making sure Mr. Templeton goes up to his room to start kind of getting
Sure.
stuff ready.
He says, well, he's like, well, I'll certainly miss you all. It's really been a wonderful time here. And another bug kind of like crawls out of his hair as he's doing this. But I think you're right. Time for me to get back on the road. I will be back here. The service is top notch, and I've never eaten better. He looks like he's lost 10 pounds. He's like, excuse me. So yeah, he pads his way back upstairs and back up to the hallway, and the crew of y'all head out to the stable. And once you're there and you're actually outside and out from under everything, you can actually see, like, this is the first time you get a really good view of what's going on here. So the inn and the stable are the only buildings in this desolate place that are still standing. Every other structure is a burnt wreck. The sky is gray and overcast, and as you look up, you see a vision straight from a nightmare. The entire town is tented with impossible spider webs that go all the way up to the sky from every direction. The whole town is covered in these spider webs. At their terminus is a beast that shakes you to your very soul. It's a colossal spider, so large that it completely straddles the town, casting its shadow over several literal miles. You can only make out the outline of the spider through the thick webbing that stretches down from its spinnerets, but you do see its move, adjusting its stance on its unfathomably long legs, resettling even as it spins the webs thicker. The spider is a colossus, the lowest part of its underside, maybe a mile from the ground.
So its legs are actually sitting over the whole town.
Yeah, he's got like half his legs.
He's not on a web. He's on
He's
on his
the web's
legs.
coming out. The web is coming out of his abdomen, and like that's what's tenting the town over.
Gross.
Yeah. Do we see an exit, like a hole anywhere?
Like you look around, as far as you can see, the whole place is tented. That's why it's so dark in here and feels so cloying. But as far as you can see, all the way around, all you see are webs, like tenting the entire place everywhere you look.
So Phoebe, you think Shul can do something for us if anything else, if all else fails?
I can try.
Yeah, I
gonna
think
kill
this
it with my
giant
new
spider.
blade law.
I bet this giant spider is unholy.
Yeah, but what am I gonna need to turn that? That's like a 40.
40 wouldn't even do it for you. Maybe the tunnel is from people who had to dig their way out from under the spider.
Should we still check out the stables first?
Yeah, it might
Yeah,
be a tunnel
probably.
to nowhere where like each successive person only got like a foot further.
Hmm.
No, don't get any ideas. You.
We find Andy Dufresne in there.
There's a poster of a dwarf Rita
Hayworth.
Rita
Rita Hayworth.
Hayworth. Yeah. Like a warhammer. I'll read it.
All right,
All right,
off to the stables to see what
yeah.
Wiggs is dealing with.
Yeah, the stable, it's a ruin. It looks like you'd fall over at a touch. The ceiling is almost just entirely gone. There's like daylight going inside there and such. And while there are no horses in there, the spot where you remember grooming that lovely horse is this flayed person who is just like completely strung up on ropes. And the brush that was used to do it, like to do the brushing, is clearly like you remember where you put it down in the stump. You walk over there, and that brush is just these jagged, pointed nails sticking through a kind of a dowel that looks like you have
His
been.
braids are still tight though, right?
Oh my God, he could like you block out certain, like you just cover up rest, boom, Instagram, bam. Everything else is hard. But just,
That
What is
corpse
that,
has
respecting the drip?
fabulous hair.
All right.
but there are, you know what there are here? There are more implements of mayhem out here, including several farrier hammers. So if anyone wants to take a hammer, there's several that are sort of like laying around here, plus the thing that Wiggs had.
So because I was touching them and I'm an elf, like they aren't steel, right? Are they something else?
They are absolutely steel, but they all have wooden handles, so maybe that was keeping you safe. But maybe it's just been, getting to you the whole time, and you've been, able to be away from it enough at night to where you peel back from it. You don't know. You're not sure how long you've been here. You literally look around and you have this kind of like you have distorted memories of how long it's been. You're just not sure.
So we can't just send that guy on his merry way because he's gonna get nowhere.
No, we're going to bring him with us.
And the only way to do that is gonna be to show him the truth.
I think if we are going to show him the truth, we need to get those ticks off of him. And that might, would those ticks qualify as unholy? Like, could we shun those things away? Or are they just like normal ticks that are just doing their biz?
They kind of look like normal ticks to you, but who knows? Let's put it this way, at least just from the casual inspection that you guys have and the one that Anatol peeled off the dude's face, they all look very natural, although much fatter and more full than any tick you've ever run up on.
We just tell him that he's qualified for spa services, and then
I was just gonna say that, yeah. Everything else just kind of get around and
lay on hands. Would they all dissipate?
I would say, yeah, I see what you're going for here. If you were to get a 2 dice lay on hands on him, I will say that all of the wounds close up, which would cause all of them to fall off and crawl away.
Okay, so spa treatment, and I just try and do that. Or do I just like, hey, buddy, and then go?
No, I like the spa treatment.
I do too. Anatol, are you doing the spa treatment or am I?
We can tag team it while we like help out in case Phoebe's spell doesn't or her lay on hands doesn't work, and then
all right,
we
you're
all
qualified for the forehand massage.
This is gonna be like a brush,
We all
brush,
had jobs
brush, a whole ho, and a couple of.
I'll massage his hands.
All right, so we just gotta go tell him that he's qualified for that.
Oh, that is so not before I leave. I can't believe this place. I never want to leave here. I'm telling you. So he comes down with you guys. So where are you going to actually do all of this?
In the
bar
kitchen?
top?
Yeah, not the common room.
All right, you guys go up into the common room, and yeah, he sits down. You guys all start like picking ticks off of him and doing all this. Go ahead and give me that heal check. You know what? I don't know what his alignment is. I'm going to roll for it. 1, 2 is law, 3, 4 neutral, 5, 6 shall be chaotic. He is neutral. He's a merchant. He's just doing his thing.
Let's see. That's a 16 for adjacent 2 dice.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, you close up all of the little wounds on his face, and like as one, all of these ticks just kind of like fall off and roly-poly out of there. Like they look like guys staggering out of the Golden Corral Sunday night. Like, oh my God, I just couldn't take another bite. They just kind of
I feel a little attacked by that, Brendan.
No offense. Dude, look, let me tell you something. I get my 2 jabs. Like I wanted a Golden Corral first, but I'm definitely the Chinese buffet. Please still be open. My favorite one. Ugh. I'm gonna go eat my weight in egg rolls.
All right. Well, I think this is the only time we're gonna have to show him the.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So as I massage his hands, I'll be like, and now, I'll just like slap the slug into his palm.
He says, "This is so nice." And he looks around at all of you and everything else, and he screams. And then he looks over like your shoulder, and he completely screams.
Oh.
Yeah,
man. So like you look over and like must have come up out of the basement. It's the only that makes sense. You see Miss Alice there again. Looks like healed of wounds and has like managed a natural 20 on a sneak silently check. It is now in your midst. I'm gonna say is gonna have a freebie shot on somebody before we get into generalized violence. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. 5. Doesn't like Forrester Long Branch today. So it's going to swing down at Forrester, and with its deed die, it's going to try to. It doesn't have it's got a clear like we never discussed what happened with that chain, but I'm assuming that you guys no one left it laying around or whatever and such. So that chain
No, I
it's
kept
fighting
it.
with. Yeah. So what it's got is it's got like just a 2x4. It must have got from someplace. And it is going to try to go for a knockout blow against Forrester for its sneak attack. It's going to get a total of a 9, 13, 14, going to get a 16 total to hit Forrester.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to take 5. You're going to take 9, 11 points, and go ahead and give me a Fortitude save, DC 11, or you're going to be knocked out.
I succeed at the save.
Okay, well, bow. You have no idea how he crept out so quietly and got you guys. He just went over there and just wailed on Forrester with this with this, like I said, 2x4. Let's go ahead and roll initiative because Mr. Templeton screaming. This thing is there, and he is going to go on a 7. That's just terrible. Okay, so I'll go backwards. Ernie, what'd you get for initiative?
8.
8 for Ernie. Okay, Forrester.
I'm putting the 4 in Forrester.
4. Rough. Okay, Phoebe.
19.
19 for Phoebe.
What a waste.
I mean, who knows? Wiggs. You're muted.
You're muted.
17.
17 for Wiggs. Okay, Septus.
I also am putting the 4 in Forrester.
Ooh, harsh. All right, y'all are both down there. Y'all can. I think Forrester goes first.
No, I think we discovered. Well, actually, depends on how much agility you've spell burned.
I'm down to 0 initiative
0.
modifier.
12.
Okay, I'm at a +1 still, so I'll go first.
Then Anatole, please.
9.
9 for Anatole. Oops. So it's going to go Phoebe, then Wiggs, then Anatole, then Ernie, then this creature, Forrester, and Septus. So Phoebe, you are up first. This thing has crept quietly as a church mouse and has crept into your presence, but you can go first.
Yeah, first thing I'm going to do is go over to Septus and lay on hands because I suddenly remembered that he was down to 3 hit points.
Gotcha. Go ahead and give me that check there.
16, I believe we're opposite alignment, so that is 1 die.
And I will also throw out there that I'm now at 4 hit points.
Oh, good. Okay, that'll be next round.
Gotcha. All right. So Septus feeling somewhat better. It is the creature's turn, but first, Wiggs, you are up. Wiggs, I got a leather-faced, baby doll haired, bloody apron guy with a 2x4 here that needs some Wiggs attention.
It's what I always wanted. Magic missile. 17, 18, 19 is 1d4 missiles equal to 1d4 plus caster level.
Cool.
Would bumping that up be helpful?
Yeah, then it would be 1d4 plus 2 missiles.
Cool.
That would
How
be
much,
immensely.
how much you need?
I only need 1 point.
You got it.
How are you on luck?
I'm at 15 right now.
Okay. So that is 6 missiles.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm looking for the non-cursed dice. Okay, there we go. Let's see. So 6 missiles worth 1d6 plus caster level.
Roll them up. 6 dice 6 plus 18. Is that right? Jiminy cricket.
You wanna call it?
Just give it. I call it.
So 1 at a time?
What is this? Key with a Borderland?
One
Roll
at a
us one at a
time.
time. And, tell me how you
Okay,
do it.
so 6, 8, another 6, 6. I got the dice of the beast. It's 6, 6, 6.
You're adding your bonus to each one individually? All right.
4 and 7.
Nice. That's 35 points of damage. Outstanding. All right. Like bah, 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 bah. All those missiles hit him and like completely like hit it. And like it's still up, but like you can tell you've rocked this thing. And it looks like, it's kind of like reeling and trying to get its act together. But that was awesome. And we are going
Thanks,
to
Jeff.
moving down the thing. Yeah, that was a big assist there. And it's time for Anatole and then Ernie. Anatole, He took a whole bunch of missiles, but he is still up and doing. What are you going to do about me?
Okay, I want to grab from the side of my pack my grappling hook and rope.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to use grappling hook side, toss around one way, and then roll to the other side and essentially at Empire Strikes Back this thing's legs. You know, I'll grab the grappling hook from the side and just kind of like try and
all right.
trip it.
Go ahead and so he's trying to not let that happen. So what we're going to do is give me a ranged attack roll on your part, and then I want to make a saving throw, a reflex save against whatever you get.
Cool.
So this is a weird kind of attack. You know what I'm saying?
I got a 21.
Shoot. Nice. All right. Here comes it trying to not have that. Oof. I'm leg wrapped, y'all. You kind of swing it around this thing, and it kind of like goes around one time, and now I mean there's nothing anchoring the
Well, yeah,
thing yet.
I was gonna try to, like, say if I toss it on its left, and I was gonna kind of like duck tumble on its right, and then end up grabbing both ends. You know what I mean? So grab the grapple end and then grab the loose end.
Oh, so you've got him kind of like flipped over itself, so he's in a Titan thing, and you got it like this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. I see what you're saying. Yeah. All right. So you've got this thing wrapped up. It's around its legs. Doesn't even have a blade to cut through the rope with. That's a bitch. But there you go. So it looks down at it and it looks up at you like through its mask, and it's just like. But you know what though? Fight's going to continue. That was a cool move, and we're going to keep going. And it is going to be Anatol and then Ernie. Ernie and then Malice. Ernie and the creature. And Ernie, I will say that you can take +1 to hit it, as it is now looped around its legs this round. And it's going to be a little bit less able to get out of the way.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to strike it down with this Runeblade.
Runeblade.
I'm going to go for pure damage.
Okay.
And I fumbled.
Oof. Yeah, the Runeblade, you hear this voice in your head like, never touch another sword. Go ahead and give me your.
Is that what happened? Oh yeah, excellent. I rolled an 8.
Smash your weapon against something solid. Mundane weapons or ruined magical weapons are not affected.
Yeah. So nothing happened, but you smash it pretty hard on the floor there, and or maybe across against the bar, but it doesn't actually. You're not going to break the Runeblade with the 8 on a fumble check. So, but that was so. It is its turn. So what it is going to do? So its legs are caught up in this thing. Okay. So what it's going to attempt to do is going to try to throw that 2x4 at Anatol. I'm going for a D. It's going to try to hit you hard enough that you will let go of the rope so we can then get free on its move action. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the D die for it first. Okay. And then if that works, then I'll roll a D20. If it gets its deed. But if it doesn't get its deed though, it's going to roll a D16 for its attack roll. So here comes that deed. Yeah, he's going to get that. So he'll, boom. Yeah, he's going to get a total of a good high number. So he's definitely going to hit you with that. But it's only going to do a die 3 plus his deed. So it'll be 3, 8. You take 11 points of damage to this thing.
What?
Only?
And yeah, give me a check here. This will be a fortitude check versus the damage. Fortitude save DC 11 to hang on to the rope.
I got an 11 on the dot.
Yeah, you hang tough. He hits you with this thing, but it does not actually get you, which is awesome. So it is Forrester and then Septus.
All right. Well, I believe I still have my line cutting knife and my broken bottle, which I then just realized were just like two. Now I don't remember what they turned into when I.
It was a broken bottle and knife, but we've gone down and gotten our equipment, so you have all of your regular gear now.
Oh, sorry. Somehow I missed that. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and go full Murder Hobbit then.
Murder Hobbit.
I'm going to replace my damage die then. Cool. Okay, I got excited for a second, but that die actually doesn't help me right now. So this is just a 13 and a 6.
13 and a 6. Those are both going to miss.
Okay.
Does the
I'll
13
accept
hit
it.
if it's actually a 14? Did you add the +1 because of the legs?
Oh, take +1 to hit because of the legs. It's not though. I will go ahead and say it. We're looking for a 17 to hit this thing.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. All right. But you get in there and slash at it, even though it's not able to really like get out of the way. It's still defending with its arms and things, and sort of swatting your blows aside. And that is when, speaking of blowing aside, Aseptus, I need you to do some ultra violence. What you gonna do?
Well, I saw Wiggs cast that magic missile, and I'm like, oh yeah. So first I have to cast, let's see, 44 for the Mercurial.
44 for the mercurial effect. I
Puts
think
it
that puts
right
you in the dead
yeah.
zone. Is that right?
It is in the dead
Do you
zone.
have a die? Do you have a die 50?
No, that is one thing I do not have. I can
right.
do something with it though.
Yeah,
I can make
figure
it
that
50.
out, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the minor table here from the one of the old Gen Con books. I don't remember which one.
So that is a 44 again.
That is trippy. That's like, okay, 44.
Actually, hold on a second. That doesn't work right. Yeah, it's 44.
Nice. Okay, on a 44, Spellaroo. For 1 round after casting the spell, the wizard loses the ability to cast one of his other spells determined randomly, but gains the ability to cast another spell of the same level determined randomly. If you've already lost a spell for the day, you can't cast its replacement one either. So they're on the same kind of thing. So roll one of your spells at random, like that you've got.
Okay.
Not including this one, but the magic missile.
Force manipulation.
All right, so for 1 round, you lose force manipulation, but roll a d30 and we'll just re-roll it if you're over
26.
26. Do you already have Ward Portal?
No.
All right, so for 1 round, you can roll, you can throw Ward Portal after this, but you can't throw,
Gotcha.
what is it, force manipulation? Yeah.
Force manipulation.
All right, cool. So go ahead and that's probably not going to affect the spell check all that much. So go ahead and at all really. So go ahead and give me that spell check.
No, I failed.
You got it.
All right. Ugh, drag. All right, that is lost and failure. But there we go. But you know what though? I got believe in here. Phoebe, your turn. What you gonna do?
Forrester's turn for healing.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Yep. Ooh, that's a 1924. And I believe you're neutral.
I am lawful.
Ooh, lawful. Oh, you get 5 dice then.
Awesome.
So
I'll
roll
5 and take the highest 3.
Roll 5, take the highest 3. Absolutely. I'm gonna let you do that. We'll keep moving on down the list. But it's time for Wiggs. Wiggs, you did good last time. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna try for another magic missile.
All right, do it. Put your familiar down and cast a spell.
21, that puts me in the same range as last time.
Beautiful. Give me some damage.
Great.
Destroy
I
this
love-
thing, Wiggs.
Just give it to me. I'll add it up again. Same like you did last time. So.
Okay, so it's 5 missiles this time.
Okay.
9.
Oof.
Another 9.
Ooh, boy.
Shoot.
6. 6. And 8.
I feel like you just
Guess-
look at Septus, like this is how it's done.
Weirdo. This is what
Very nice.
the spell didn't work because Wiggs has sucked all the magic out of the room.
Yep.
So Wiggs blasts his thing with magic missile, and once again, like you zap that mess out of it, and it falls inert. Lays over there, falls on its back.
Decapitation part 2.
It didn't work so well last time.
It didn't. She recapitated herself.
Do we have any holy water or things maybe that we can like?
My holy symbol is still missing. I have my makeshift one.
What happens if we throw the body in the room with the holy symbol on the door?
So is there a giant meat grinder?
No, there should be a giant meat grinder. If this is a proper horror movie, I would have put that in. I should have thought of
I
that.
mean,
How
we
big-
could put
how
the
big is the-
head in the jar of pickled eggs, which seemed to be, or was it pig's feet? That seemed to be the same whether no matter which world we were in. And like screw the lid on really tight.
His head's too big. There's water. There's water in the back. There's that trough that was full of filthy water that you were already drowning somebody in.
could
That's
just
the only.
take the head with us. It'd be
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
hard to recapitate if we have the head.
That's true. Well, the body will follow us forever, but that could be fun too.
Yeah, I mean,
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Also, if we burn its cool little wig and mask and its little outfit, I doubt that regenerates as well. So maybe it'll be too embarrassed to chase us around too much if it doesn't have anything to wear.
true. All right, so
Hey, Tim, be entertaining for 1 minute. I need a second.
Well, to say while we're figuring that out, Phoebe, this thing threw a 2x4 at me, and I'm pretty hurt. Can I petition
let's-
Shul for some help here?
hopefully she's not all healed out. That's a 1.
Oh, she looks like she's healed out.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
it looks like we're a little. We have to deal with that.
Disapproval.
I'm used to you disapproving in me.
How many D4 is that for you to roll on?
I don't.
You rolled a 1. What's your current disapproval?
1 through 2.
Oh, so you roll what? 2 D4?
Yeah, let me find them.
Well, is this a good time to announce to our?
No, she rolls 1d4. Because you roll what you.
The difference? Yeah.
No,
No,
I
yeah,
actually
no,
what
you
you
roll
actually
what you roll.
rolled.
Jim's got it. Yes. Yeah, so
Yeah,
just
yeah.
roll 1d4. And Tim, if you have the book open, that'd be great.
I do.
I don't have it.
That is a 1 on there as well.
All right.
Oh, that's an easy.
Appease Shul by doing nothing except dancing for a full turn, and as soon as possible.
I guess I'd start dancing.
All right. Can you for
None
our
of us want
audience
to
at
see
home-
this.
For our audience at home, can you just give us an idea of the kind of moves? Hey,
Come
you're
on,
watching.
do
you're
your club,
watching-
do your club moves.
So these are, every time I want to annoy my family, these are what I call my club moves. Hold on, let me. A lot of kicking and punching.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of like a more violent Elaine.
Yeah, those are what I call the club moves to keep the boys away.
See,
right.
this
Full
is happy for me
contact.
because she's no one's going to get close
Yeah.
to her.
Phoebe,
If you're within
while
6 feet, you're getting punched.
Phoebe,
All
that's
right, Phoebe-
entertaining, but it's not doing anything for my broken nose.
Yeah. Let me,
Phoebe, you know what though? Phoebe's gonna get 1 point of luck for being a good sport and dancing on camera.
all right.
So.
Now I'm sweating.
point
It's
of luck.
warm in here. That was a lot.
I know my house too. So like I got this frosty background, but oh my god, I'm so hot.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Oh
You
you
beat me to it.
Oh you.
After I'm done, I can do nothing but dance for this turn, but after that I will.
Turn.
Yeah, full
Turn.
turn.
That's 10 minutes.
That's what I said, turn.
Yep.
And
All right,
you
so
really-
you
Meanwhile,
gotta
while
be
she's
dancing
doing that,
for
I'm
10
just going to be
minutes is
laughing
exhausting.
and cutting its head off with that law blade that I have now.
Yeah, that law blade goes through a pretty. I mean, it takes a minute, but yeah, you get the head off.
Now I want that foot back.
I mean, it's still in the bed. Do you want a sack to put the head in? Tim has an idea.
No,
He's using his
I'm
idea
fine.
face.
I'm fine just carrying it like this.
The foot thing reminded me that there's a civilian here that just watched this whole thing.
Oh yeah, you look around
So
for him.
while he,
And I'm just dancing.
while Phoebe's dancing and he's probably wondering what's happening over there, I was just going to explain to him everything that we knew, and then that was Miss Alice.
Yeah.
And we're living in a strange illusion. We've been trapped here, and we're trying to help
Welcome
you.
to the Grand Illusion.
Sorry. He is cowering in the corner and shrieking. Give me a personality check to talk him off the ledge there while this is all going on. It's like, you people are dancing. Your people are mad. You're mad.
I got an 11.
All right. Yeah, you get an 11, and I'm going to say that he is still hysterical, but not like, he's not like, self-harming or anything. He's just like, you got to get me out of here. What's happened? What is this place? It's a madhouse.
Old man, feel your feelings.
If while Tim is explaining it to him, I'm cutting the head off, I want to look right at that guy and cackle while I'm doing it. Can that make Tim roll a 1 die less?
Yeah, roll
his
me-
personality check?
Yeah.
And it'd be like,
You're not helping Septis. Actually, you did help. I got 13.
Yeah. He's like, well, as long as you're going to kill that thing, because that thing was a monster. That was Miss Alice. Where are we? Why is this happening?
We don't
Look,
know.
He says, I will give you all of the money I have with me if you'll just get me out of here. Please, please, please. You've got to get me out.
You got a deal.
This is why you
Don't
wait-
go outside.
This is why you wait to hear what someone's going to offer before you make that deal.
Because we were gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
We were going to do it anyway, but now, cha-ching. Yeah, so he is, like I said, he is just absolutely terrified. But he says he will give you all the money he has with him.
We didn't see his stuff in the basement though, did we?
No, but you did see that he had a traveling case up in his room.
Okay.
So go grab that in the foot and then head to the exit in the basement.
Also, I want to clarify. He says all the money he has with him. I'm curious, does he have more money at home that he would also be willing to give us if we keep his life?
Wow.
I'd stop to argue, but I'm too busy dancing.
This is our chance to do all the stuff we want because she's got to be over the
You guys
corner.
are like eating
like-
anything you can find, and I'm just glaring. Doing.
Yeah, I want to find something not too rotten to put in my mouth.
Same. I'm gonna lick the walls. It tastes like snozberries.
You wish. You wish it tastes like snozberries. It's just like snoz.
I'm just going to keep cutting off various parts and laughing maniacally.
All right, so are we gonna go for it? Would you call what you're doing to him a fully dismembered?
Yeah, we'll start with the head. Then we'll do any appendages, arms of that
Gotcha.
nature and so forth.
All right.
And then I'm going to defenestrate him. And
All
then,
right.
and
Throw them
then
out the window. That's right.
Viking. What's the angel or the eagle?
Blood Eagle.
The blood eagle.
Yeah.
I want to crack him down the back and open his rib cage up, her rib cage up.
Who let
Yeah.
Septis become this? What?
Septis has clearly had another personality trigger, but you kind of remember this one from before. Like this is like, oh, yeah. All right, so it takes you by the time Phoebe is done dancing, you have completely like mangalated this corpse and have it all, and then you throw out the window.
Yeah, whatever I don't want. I want the head, but the rest I'll throw out.
You got the head, and the rest of it goes
Different
out
windows.
the window.
Different windows. Spread it out.
All right, gotcha. Sort of like throwing him out into the courtyard, a bit here, a bit there. Oh, nice.
All right.
Check that out. Cool. All right. Yeah, when this is all said and done, we are. What do we do? What's the next move?
I think now that I'm done dancing, Anatole still needs a little healing.
Oh, yeah. let's see about healing Anatole.
That's much better. That is a 23.
Yeah, boy. I'm lawful.
Anatole, you're lawful. All right, 5 dice.
And also, just for fun, while Phoebe's doing some healing, I'd like to go out the window right by one of these piles of gore, and just set up some firewood and just kind of like set that one pile on fire.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. It'll take you a minute, but yeah, there is plenty of wood here. So yeah, you take a minute and light the rest of the body onto fire, and you keep the head with you, but you light the rest of the body on fire. Give me a luck check for Forrester. Roll luck check. Roll up.
Success.
All right, cool. All right, yeah. You pile all the limbs out there. It takes a minute. Every once in a while, you look up, and yeah, sure enough, you see this enormous spider. Like every once in a while, it adjusts a leg or does something else, but like it looks like, like it's not just you're clearly not under like a statue of an enormous spider. You know what I'm saying, or some kind of building rendered to look like one there. Every once in a while, it just moves. All right. Yeah, I'll say 15 minutes after this thing. Forrester's got this thing on fire, like all the limbs and everything are on fire in the back there, just like this, cleansing smoke, passing through the place. And then the rest of y'all, did you successfully heal Anatole?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. And then what's the next move? What do we do?
Tunnel.
All right, you guys head back down there to the basement. We move those crates aside that you guys had
But first we tell Wiggs that she's got to dispel her ward portal, and then we move the boxes out of the way.
In spite of it being such a powerful spell, I think it has worn off by now.
All right. All right. Yeah, you get out from under. Yeah, you move those crates there. It seems as Wiggs' spell has officially expired. And beyond it, yeah, the tunnel is dark and earthy. It twists and turns ahead of you, giving you no idea of how far it actually is.
Forrester, you want to get a little head start so you can go by infravision and we'll go by, and I'll light up a lantern.
Oh, sure, I can do that.
All right. So
I can go second. I have infravision too, and I can be backup for him.
All right, cool. So Forrester's gonna go first, then Wiggs, and then who's next after Wiggs?
I'll go with the lantern.
All right. So you and hanging back a little ways so that their infravision has a chance to still work. So hanging back like 20, 30 feet.
Yeah.
Then
Right.
me.
I'll count like a minute, and then I'll.
Gotcha. You know what? It's really slow going. It's not so bad for Forrester, but it's not good either. The ground here is really, really, really soft. So like you're kind of like it's like trying to walk on like a really loose beach. You know what I mean? So on all fours, you go very, very slowly getting through here. Forrester can do a little bit better, but still, it's not great as far as making your way through. Yeah, you guys wait a minute, and you guys crawl through this tunnel. It takes nearly 20 minutes to get to the far end of this, but you don't think it's more than maybe 100 feet or so, maybe even less than that. Okay. But when Forrester, when you get to the end, though, you actually see light at the end of the tunnel, like light coming from the exterior.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and whisper to Wiggs and ask if she thinks we should go ahead and see what's in the light, or if we should wait for our group to catch up.
Let's wait for the group to catch up.
Cool. So that's what I'll do.
I'll also ready a weapon. My dagger, I'll just like be holding it between my teeth. Yeah.
You got it. Gotcha. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, you guys wait and let everybody else catch up. The light catches up from behind you. It's just a slog to get through here. The floor is so slippy and so like loose that your movement rate is like 5 feet per round as you guys go through there. When you guys all get to the other side, you guys, as the rest of you all come up, you'll also see this light coming from the end of the tunnel. And in the interior, stepping into the interior, here is what you see. This tunnel leads you to a huge open cavern, more than 200 feet across. You see dozens of standing grave markers of wood, stone, and marble, most all with names in the common tongue. Many of the grave markers have lit candles stuck to them. Several of the headstones stand before open graves. Against one wall of the cavern, you see several shovels and picks leaned up against the wall and a short wooden ladder.
Does anyone want to wager that those open graves are for us?
Is there a correlation between the graves that are open and the gravestones that have lit candles?
Oh, that's a good question. There doesn't seem to be. It seems like some of the open graves have lit candles. Some of them don't, but some of the a lot of there's only like a handful of open graves. But the closed graves all have candles on them as well. Not all of them, but like enough of them do to where you don't think it's a pattern. You don't think that is the pattern.
Take a peek into one of the graves.
Yeah, you take a peek into one of the open graves, and it's regulation. It's like 6 feet deep. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you don't see anything in there. The open ones, you looking down all.
That's all
I
really cared about. If there was anything in there.
Yeah, they look like regular graves there.
Okay.
Are we all doing this?
Well, I want to look at the stones too, or the grave markers to see if our names are on them. Because I want to see if like our stuff is either in the grave or maybe on the marker, like the things that we're missing.
All right. You wander through there. Okay, so you actually go over there and look at all the gravestones. You do not see your own names on any of these. You do see the names. You don't recognize like 99% of them. You don't recognize. They're just names, but they are names in the like common names in the region. It's not like foreign names. It's names that you would expect for people around here. One, however, catches your eye. One
Templeton.
of the no, it's actually one says Miss Alice Goldkind. There are no dates on it, but Miss Alice Goldkind is, you remember what Miss Alice told you her real name was back when she was not a leather-faced, hook-wielding.
You mean like this?
No.
And that's an open grave or an actual.
One is a shut grave. That one is not shut. It's a filled-in grave.
Let's dig it up.
Find out if she has a face or not.
Okay, so you guys start digging. The shovels are all over there. You guys get one shovel full of earth, like dug out of there, and you hear a chorus of voices, little kid voices, and they're all saying, "We're going to kill you. We're going to kill you."
It's not
I
very
didn't
polite.
support this idea from the beginning, and now I really don't.
Is it just like echoing? Is it coming from a invisible source, or
no? You look around to see where it's coming from, and you can see that. All right, so on the wall, kind of over where the tunnel is that you guys came through, you can see on the first thing, it looks like another one of those hideous tapestries like you saw upstairs, like all of these strung together things. But actually, after a moment, you realize that what it is are undead faces, hundreds of them, just the face parts of skin and such. They're all kind of hanging there kind of horribly up there, and they're all singing at you with these kid voices. And then they all kind of flop down as once, and then they kind of start flowing over towards you en masse. Like you can see them kind of like all like coming from you like a wave of these human, these cut off faces, empty eye sockets, empty mouth, voices still coming out of them. We're going to kill you. Kind of flopping their way over to you. It's not super fast, so you guys can all act for one round before they get to you.
Well, first off, I would like to sing back 1, 2, Forrester's coming for you. As I pull out my axes.
How far are we from the opening? Just leaving the
They
patch of light.
they were hanging on the wall, like on the wall and ceiling over the opening. So you would have to pass through the field of them, which looks like it's about 20 foot by 20 foot spread across the ground, kind of coming at you, undulating in your direction.
Undulate.
Undulating. I'm not sure it's a real word.
It totally is.
It 100% is. Yeah.
Everyone's breaking out the $10 words today. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
And if you want to have them yelling, they can also be ululating.
Ululating?
Undulating and ululating.
Yeah, that's
from my Lovecraft days. I remember having to look up ululating, and also not being able to pronounce it correctly until I saw it in a movie. So
I do that still.
While they're coming at us, I'm going to stick my arm up into Miss Alice's head, and I'm going to start using her mouth like a puppet, and I'm going to start screaming at the children in the best Miss Alice voice that I can recall. And what are you doing?
You have ventriloquism.
No, I don't. We're just going to start yelling at the children. Stop! Go back!
I mean, yeah, you don't know that you'll make it in vaudeville, but it's pretty nasty, and you do a pretty decent voice. Give me a personality check. Roll D20. I just roll. Add your mod there.
17.
Man, you know what? We're seeing a hidden skill here today from
I'm
Septus.
totally learning.
Turns out Septus could have gone on the road with this act, and it's like pretty gross. You definitely have their attention. They're definitely they're all coming over to see the source of that voice at this point. They all kind of like in one big grisly game of follow the leader, their waveform starts like shifting over to head over to where Septus is. So that is Septus and Forrester. Anybody else going to do this one round before they get here?
While they're distracted, turn unholy.
Turn unholy. Give me a check.
Oh, that is a 23.
Okay, so here is what happens. They at once they scream in 100 little kid voices, "Ah!" And they kind of scatter around, and sort of like the mass of them breaks up, and they sort of like just sort of scatter all over the place. They disappear, digging themselves into the dirt. But they all ski-daddle. They all get out of there in all kinds of directions. But where they were, you can now see there's words written like where they had been a moment ago. And the words in these big kind of like serial killer caps, it says, "Even if you leave the web, you never escape the web."
Well, I'm mad at Phoebe now because I had an audience. And
Praise Shul, do you think we need to continue digging up her body? And like we do something, we find something in this grave?
It might be where our stuff is because we're still missing all of that.
I'll keep
mean,
digging.
Yeah, the creatures
right.
can't come back for a little bit, so.
All right.
Do you want my shovel? I can help you dig.
Yeah, two
Okay.
people digging. Good.
There's a bunch. You said there was a ladder?
There's like a little ladder that if you were a grave digger, you would put down in the bottom of a grave so you can
okay.
get easily out of it. So it's about like 7 foot tall, like one of those
Okay.
like slanted ladders with little steps on it,
Yeah, and it was over there with the other shovels.
with the shovels and the picks and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
yeah, I'll help dig up Alice's
right.
grave.
Do you think this is a riddle or an idle threat?
I think it's a threat and a clue. What I'm thinking though, maybe we give, if there is a body in here, maybe if we put the slug on it and actually do give it to Miss Alice, maybe it will have some sort of effect.
ooh, good thinking.
I think the "you can never leave the web" refers back to the stuff we're missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we don't have that, this is going to be an issue.
could be. So one thing happens in the time while you guys are digging that stuff down, that the ghost of that sailor from upstairs, he appears for another second and screams. "Ah!" And it's the same thing. Please give me a DC 12. I forget which save. DC 12.
Fort. I believe it was a fort save.
Fortitude save. Yeah. Yes, fortitude save.
Dirty 20.
Plus, I missed it by 1 again.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
19.
Failed it.
Everybody.
Haley, do you want me to spend a point of luck or do you want to take 3 points of damage?
I would love if you could spend a point of luck.
You got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's actually 5 points this time. I rolled a little better.
Oh, good.
So if you failed, it's 5 points, and then go ahead and make a second saving throw.
Oh,
If you failed.
if I
Yeah.
failed, oh, did not fail that time.
So nice to
22.
him.
That's the worst sea shanty I've ever heard. Shut up.
All right. If you fail the second save, you are once again deafened.
No, I made it.
You're all right. You're good to go. But yeah, 5 points of damage. So from just sonic damage, just like this,
Oh.
Horrendous scream, wrenches your soul.
Yeah.
Go
But then,
tie his body back up. Sure.
Just can imagine that's the tinnitus I'm gonna have, just like someone screaming in my ear when it's quiet.
All right. So you guys dig down there. When we get down to the bottom, both of y'all give me a luck check.
Made it by 5.
Who was digging?
The diggers, yeah. Ernie and Anatole.
I
Made
I
it.
thought Forrester was working on it too.
Nice
I was
work.
working on
Wiggs.
it.
Oh, was it Wiggs?
I will
Yeah.
say at the like you could be there working the pick or something, but there's only room enough in the actual grave for 2 people to be in there working.
Yeah, that was me and Wiggs, right? It was.
Yeah, because I have a shovel. I rolled
So then
exactly my
both
luck.
of- You made okay, so y'all both made it. So you guys get down to a like for a moment like you dig down to where there's wood, okay, and you feel like we've made the top of the grave, but then it breaks under your feet. You're both able to like grab and brace yourselves, okay, but like this thing breaks, and now I didn't realize you were in there either. I would have given you a roll for this and such. You guys think there was a shaft leading down from here. A shaft goes down into the darkness as far as you can see. So like a narrow chimney in the earth goes down in the darkness, just absolutely as far as you can see.
Found a secret door.
We just drop a torch down there and see.
How far?
What about a lantern tied to a rope?
You could probably aim it down there to get an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's tie off. I have both a lantern and rope, so I will tie off and just belay it down there.
All right. How far does your rope go?
30 feet.
All right. You can, taking your down all as far as it goes. It goes as far as you can see, and it continues to go beyond that from where you are.
I also have a length of rope. Let's tie it to the end of yours.
Gotcha. Does that give
And
us
lower it another 50.
100 feet. Total.
100 feet. You know what? Same thing. You guys go down. You can still see the light down there, but it goes all the way down there, all the way as far as you can see down.
So this is not like a viable.
And how wide
for
is
us
the
to
little
take.
hole? Like you can't shimmy down there, right?
Yeah,
No, you could definitely shimmy down there.
Is the whole thing like a chimney, all the 100 feet, or does it seem like does it get wider at a certain point?
As far as you can kind of bonk the thing back and forth. Yeah, it seems like you can shimmy down the whole way as far as you goes.
I mean, if you guys want to set up this rope to help you, I can probably handle it without the rope, and I can kind of go down and take point.
The ground is really soft, though. Like, will it hold a rope in a stick?
You know what? This actually isn't like it was in the other tunnel. The other tunnel was super soft. This actually seems like, I mean, there are some soft bits too, but this is like earth and stone going down deep.
Okay. Sure.
All right, yeah, Brendan, I'll lead the way. Like, I'll scout out. I'll climb down.
All right. So go ahead. You are going to go ahead and climb down. You can go ahead and give me a climb check.
Plus 10. That's a 14. I rolled a 4. If I feel like that's not going to be.
No, you got a 4 on your climb check?
Yeah, so it's a 14 total.
Oh, total of a 14. No, that's actually that'll get you that. So like you climb down, but like when you get halfway, you are you get to a point where you're just exhausted and you have to. What's your stamina?
It is a 13.
Yeah, you can actually go continue to go, but like you get like down like a couple of 100 feet and you get to where you're just like, holy crap, like tired. But you do find at about that mark there, you see there's a little hollow in it at one point. So like the shaft goes down, down, and down, and then there's a sort of you find a rough, shallow stone cavern alongside the inside of the shaft. The floor is at a slight declining angle downward. You think that you'd have to be careful not to slide off if you were to enter it. There's a tiny stream of water trickling from a crevice in the ceiling, running off the edge and splashing down the shaft. So, maybe 500 feet down, there's this little tiny hollow space there in the side there with water trickling down to it.
Jeez. So I'll call up to them and tell them, like, I found another cavern, slippery, but it's continuing down.
500 feet down. Can the rest of us make that?
It looks like it would be hard.
I would rope off to each other in case somebody falls, do like a rope team. Brendan, I'm going to try and rest on the lip of this new little
Gotcha.
outcropping.
All right. Yeah, you can sit there for a while. It's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just slightly tilted down. Yeah, that weird vertigo thing, but you're able to sit there. Water continues to trickle past you the entire time that you're sitting there. But yeah, you can sit there for a while. Nothing happens. Nothing comes along.
It's like, not that I'm going to be able to tell so much, but I want to at least smell the water. Does it have like a funky smell? Does it have like a fresh kind of stream?
You know what it smells like is like really minerally. You know what I mean? Like you ever been around, like had water where it really had that kind of like a lot of kind of like mineral flavor to it.
Yeah,
you know?
salt.
So yeah, it smells salty, but it doesn't seem brackish or bad or whatever. It seems fresh, but just full of some kind of slit, some kind of mineral runoff.
All right, I'm going to take...
Was there another exit in the original grave area?
You wander around the side of that and do not see one.
Brendan, I'm going to do my light a torch and drop it down the rest of this shaft and see how far it falls.
it goes a long way. Maybe as long as you've already gone this far.
I don't know if this is a fool's errand. Although maybe something.
So hear me out. If I got a 32 on force manipulation, I can create a sphere that I can move, that we could be in, and I could move it down the shaft. I could basically make a cylinder of force and just kind of let us slowly
Like a
move
platform.
down. Yeah.
A magic elevator.
Yeah.
Didn't you lose force manipulation?
No, I lost magic missile.
But only for a round he lost it.
And you said you would need a 30?
32.
I would need a 32. Now I got a +5 on my spell check. That means 27. If I burnt, 10 or 12 spell burn, that gets me down to what, 15 to 17, somewhere in that range that I'd have to roll.
Mhm.
And that's not counting luck. So,
Yeah,
it's really
and I've got
doable.
luck for you as well, and my luck would be a 1 to 2. So if you
I
want,
also have a potion of levitation that can hold like 400 pounds.
But do you guys feel that going 1,000 feet into the earth is something that is this a waste of like? Are we gonna get down there and there's nothing there, and then have to climb essentially a mountain range worth of chimney?
I didn't get any. Didn't seem to be any other passageways out of the main room, right?
No,
I guess
this
while we were
room-
up there waiting for Anatol to climb down there, I hoped there would have been some time for us to maybe scope out the area up top.
Yeah, you guys wander all around the edge out there, and yeah, you certainly don't see anything out there with. Yeah.
While you guys decide, if you don't hear from me in a few minutes, it was fun, and I appreciate all of you. But I'll hopefully be back. Brendan, I'm gonna try and scale
Climb
down
the rest of the way.
not the rest of the way. I want to go into this cavern where the water is trickling, and try my best to climb sheer surfaces down like this slope. Correct? Because it's like a side cavern, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. So like when you were coming down the ship, you can see the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see it. It's like almost like an alcove there in the side.
All right. So there's like nothing that's like out of sight type thing.
You could go in that. You could go to the back of it and check for secret doors. There could be who knows what.
Yeah, I want to give this thing a once over inside here.
Sure. Give me an intelligence check for checking it out.
That is a 7.
Okay. Yeah, you feel around inside of there. You're tired and everything, and you do not. You don't see like anything.
And it's just stone. Like there's nothing.
Yeah,
like...
just stone. Yep. In a second.
How much rope
All
do
right,
we have?
At least 100 feet.
Because I got another 50. Anybody else got any rope?
Haley, I can barely hear you now. Like you've really gotten quiet.
Okay, let me.
No, I think you were just talking under your breath. Is what it was.
Oh.
Okay.
She was. Yeah.
Just muttering at me. I appreciate it. Oh,
Him.
good.
200 feet of rope gets us a fifth of the way.
Yeah, no, we have enough
there.
rope to tie us all together, and I think strength-wise we can keep each other from any slippers, like probably me, from falling away. But I
just feel like this isn't the right way to go.
But I also
know.
feel that having a hidden
It's an
passage
elaborate red herring.
under her grave. There's got to be
perhaps
something.
we could ask Shul if this is the right way to go.
Oh yeah.
I do have second.
What if this isn't an entrance or chimney to her grave, but it's just the mouth of the beast and we're walking into her stomach?
Then she wins. That is well thought out. She got it.
Wait, so this
You win today, Satan.
So is this was this man-made carved? I mean, was it carved by man, or did something like bore through here?
This looks like a natural chimney in the earth.
Okay.
Is what it looks like, as if they found it here. Yeah.
And then so his alcove looks like it was kind of where the water was coming out or something.
Yeah, exactly. The water trickled down there long enough where it eventually wore a hole in it, and there was probably a little bit of a slide. You know what I mean? Drop some earth down.
Shul might have an opinion on this.
Okay, go ahead and cast that spell.
Sorry, he's messing with my book now, and it's messing with my whole system.
Mhm.
That is a 17.
Okay, so what is the question that you are asking of Shul?
Is down this shaft the correct path to freedom?
Out of this web.
To freedom.
Gotcha. All right. Then yeah. So Shul, you feel the light bearing down upon you that says, yes, the only way to escape is to go down. But beware, there is great danger to your body and to your soul.
You heard it
Be
here
my
first,
light.
guys.
Be my light, Phoebe. Be my light.
All right. Tie each other together, I guess. And
Yeah, we tie each other all together. We all shimmy down, and
All right, let me
hopefully not more than half of us fail our strength checks at the same time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're still down there waiting, Anatol? You're still down there waiting in that little.
Well, since I've already gone like 500 feet, I'll wait for them to where I can actually kind of see them again, and then I'll start climbing down.
All
We'll
right,
tell
gotcha.
them we're coming.
All right. Real quick, while you guys are roping up, something happens. Okay, and I want to describe it to you. So, everyone can go ahead and give me an intelligence check. It can be a 12 or better. You can guess a high number.
Nope.
that would be a 2.
Nope.
3. I have no idea what's going on.
20.
All right. Who got a 20? All right, Anatol.
No,
Sorry,
yeah,
the wizard.
While you guys are getting the ropes out and getting ready to tie off and doing all of that stuff, so that the tunnel that you guys came in through, you suddenly see a head pop out through there. Okay, there is someone wearing like a Harlequin mask, pops their head out and looks over at you, big old smile on it, and then they very neatly do a little roll out of there and come standing up. This is like a young person dressed in silks. And wearing like slippers, silk shoes and hair in a style that was fashionable 2 generations ago. Let's see, they it kind of, and then it puts its hand down, and another hand comes out of the hole, and that person helps them step out, and now there's 2, clearly a man and a woman, or a male and a female. They look humanoid. They're both wearing these masks affixed with ribbons, and they both they do a bow to everyone. Then they look at each other, and then they just start dancing they just dancing an array around the edge of the graveyard. There's no music, just the 2 of them wearing silks and dancing with one another.
Have they acknowledged us?
They when they first came through, they kind of bowed in your direction, but now they are not.
Well, I do understand the art of random dancing. So
maybe they're Shul followers.
And is it like a fun celebratory dance, or is it like a romantic waltz, or what are we looking at?
Yeah.
You are looking at a adapted country dance, the kind of thing that if you were to go to a noble family, they would, if they would pull out here's what all the commoners are doing this year, a fun, but they're also very, very nimble and very graceful. So it's a very good interpretation of a very low style of dancing. But the 2 of them are kind of what now?
It looks tremendous fun. I'd like to try. I'd like to join in.
All
right,
I'm looking for weapons. I'm looking for weapons.
Right. They both kind of dance at you, and they sort of take you into their array. You know what? Now they once they see Forrester coming their way, they also come your way. Everybody give me a DC 15 willpower save.
oh, great.
Forrester.
6.
Modified 20.
Oof.
Modified 20.
Boo boo.
Did we just both roll 18s?
No, I got just
Fail.
Fail. All right.
What was the
You know
DC?
what? 15. All right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You just kind of had this feeling, this sort of sad feeling in seeing them. These 2 are going to get invited to things you are never going to get invited to. They're going to do stuff you're never going to get to do. You have this kind of vague feeling of loss, sort of just seeing them there. But they sort of dance around Forrester, and they kind of they sort of change their steps up, and they sort of they kind of ape you a little bit. They're sort of making sort of doing the same steps that you're doing, and
Are these FOMO monsters?
Are they? Only one way to find out. But they do this for a while. Does anyone attack them or anything like that?
No, I just keep dancing.
Cool.
I look at their shoes. Do their shoes appear to be picking up any dirt from the ground?
Not as much as they should be. They should be filthy after having crawled that tunnel wearing silks. They should be completely covered in crap. But they're absolutely not. The bottoms of them look like people who have been on stage, worn but not disgusting. But they go through your whole dance. At the end, they both kind of bow to Forrester, and the one they sort of taking each other by the arms. They kind of move in array back over to the hole. Yes.
No, I was doing the giving my applause because I'm deaf still, as far as I know.
Oh yeah, exactly. But when they get over to the hole, and then the male bows and goes inside there, and then the lady turns around and she looks right at Forrester and blows a kiss. And then
I kept it on my cheek,
and then the two of them disappear back into the hole from where they came. So Forrester failed, Wiggs failed, and everybody else made it?
No, I failed.
You failed? Yeah, you just kind of, nothing happens. You just kind of have this feeling like, oh, this sort of this feeling that, like I said, that's just like when they left, they're on their way to go do something amazing that is going to have nothing to do with you ever. Like the kind of thing you'll never be able to do anything with. Phoebe, you're standing firm, leave your nonsense. You don't even give a crap. Same thing with Anna.
I dance on my own.
Yeah.
I don't need you guys.
I don't need your crap.
Influencers.
They're influencers.
Now I'm depressed.
All right, so but it doesn't take you much longer. They just disappear and nothing else happens. So do we continue tying up on ropes and making our way down?
I think we're all trying to go on. All right, I guess.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here is the deal. You guys make your way down. The way you guys are all tied up there. Obviously, with the chimneys and things, there are. It's this is a very safe, but this is the safest possible way you guys can have to all make your way down this shaft. So I will go ahead and rule that everyone can make me a climb check. It's going to be a DC 5. Okay, so give me a strength check, DC 5. Yeah, I'm just saying it's because if someone does mess up, it's going to be a calamity. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone does mess up, it's going to be a bad. We're going to get into some rolls.
I would like to roll a D24 because I'm a woodcutter from my old occupation. And so I'm used to climbing these kinds of things because I used to have to do it all the time. I was the guy they sent up to the top of the tree to top them before we.
Aren't trees the opposite of what this is?
I would
Have you
also
ever been
like
in a
to
forest
roll.
that was so tight that you could go up between two trees like this?
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Give him a D16 for reaching.
Oh yeah, I'm a barrister. That means I'm a social climber.
Oh,
excellent.
I will turn this adventure right around. Okay.
I got a 10 anyway. It's fine.
All right.
I got a 16.
15.
All right.
Out of D20.
Natural.
Right. And Anatol, roll that too because you meet up with them and we, crawl the rest of the way down all together.
And by the way, Wiggs, I don't want to hear anything more about dad jokes from you after that one.
I thought it was fun.
Fine.
All right, so yeah, sure enough, you guys, hold on, that's awesome. You guys make your way all the way down there to the bottom. It takes hours, you know what I'm saying, to get all the way down. But once you guys go ahead and do, at the end of the shaft drops 6 feet to the floor of a small chamber. On the east wall is a stone archway carved with symbols of law and topped with the form of a cosmic winged being. And the entire archway is defaced with deep cuts and spattered with red stains. So this looks like it was an archway to some kind of grotto or maybe even a minor temple underground of lawful powers. But now someone has gone through and like, defaced it and splashed blood upon it.
Well, that's upsetting.
Right?
Do
So
you recognize the symbol, Phoebe?
Yeah, can I tell like what this temple used to be or?
and before you answer that, I'd also like to throw in that not only am I lawfully aligned, but I have lawful as one of my languages that I know. It's true. I speak Common, Hobbit, and Lawful.
Brendan, you
Hey,
can't
speak
hate you can't hate the
lawful and I
alignment
don't.
languages. It's in the book.
It's in the book, and that's the one I randomly rolled.
You have issues with alignment languages?
He does. Listen to Spellburn.
So here's the
Fantasy.
deal. When we were kids, right? You had to see the abuses. Now, mind you, I started playing D&D when I was 7. But
Yeah.
like, I was on the winning side of an argument where, of course, we can talk to crocodiles. They're neutral, just like we are. Like
Nice.
we were constantly pulling off crap like that with alignment languages. Oh, look who's here. Hello, buddy. Oh, just so
that's kids, and all kids cheat at
I
D&D.
consider
for the
an alignment
record,
language.
in this specific situation, you specifically said these are lawful runes.
Yes.
So it's not like I'm just trying to talk the language of some random person who has the same alignment as me.
He's trying to use Trokio on us.
Just wrap your
He's like
Trokio.
charm person.
He's like, look at this sweet kitty.
Wait,
He's
what
being so
were we
sweet
talking
to
about?
Don't you feel disarmed now?
I can talk to Tropio because we talk lawful.
I feel like
I know, right?
Tropio's going to go and do a bunch of things that I'm never going to be able to do.
I guarantee you
Same.
he's chaos. All right, yeah. So I will say that, yeah, okay. All right. So yes, in you recognize them all as lawful symbols, and you recognize them all, Forrester, as being there from, let me real quick. They are all symbols of the dwarven, one of the dwarven gods, Dumakrum, god of, they call him the Forge Lord.
I share this information with the group.
And in your eye, I'm gonna say the way I use if I got to use alignment language, the way like you can tell these are all like runes of protection, sanctuary, and peace. You know what I'm saying? Kind of your basic, do a dance step, friend, and enter kind of thing. Since we all dancing today, and that is what you see.
But it's been desecrated?
Yeah, somebody has gone through and like after it was carved up, somebody has gone through with with it looks like several different kinds of sharp implements and just like ripped it apart in places. They have sliced it and like sort of destroyed it here and there, and it has been splashed all over with now very old, very dried blood.
Who would do such a thing to a holy site?
Yeah.
Oh wait, us 2 adventures ago.
No, not us.
But
We
can
are the good
Shul,
guys.
I don't remember this.
I hate that so much.
can
why I
Shul,
keep doing
do you think Shul would be someone who'd be interested in
I was gonna
re-blessing
say,
this place?
I was gonna say for carving wise, do I still have my knife? Could I maybe not like as elaborate as it was, but fix it with lawful symbols of Shul?
Desecrate it.
Yeah, you can take some time here. I will say go ahead and you know what, we'll call this like a general spell check. You know what I'm saying? That's not exactly right, but roll a d20 and add your spell check modifier, just like you were casting a spell.
15.
15, yeah. So you know what? You are able to like clear off some of the dried blood, sort of like fill in some of the other things. And there, where it was especially gross, where they had put some inappropriate stuff, you are able to like change it just enough to where it's like, you add the actual symbol, like you sort of like redo the symbol of law, so you can only see that bit there. And yeah, you feel like there's a feeling of peace kind of goes over you from doing that.
Does it kind of look like though when that lady touched up the painting of Jesus?
That's not a 15.
Jesus Christ
Yeah.
is
That was a rock
Two.
bottom one.
That was yeah. I don't even think that was considered a successful roll. But
All right, yeah. And then I think just
I think that's a good thing to do to this, to undesecrate it.
never hurts to add some lawfulness.
But we can keep going through here, right? That's the actual portal Right?
It's an archway. Yeah, you can totally see beyond the archway. It leads into a room with an altar.
What could go wrong there?
Yeah, it's like stop.
Yeah.
I look at Anatol.
I can check for traps. I have a feeling that anything down here though would be much more spiritually.
I did get warned
then-
about physical and spiritual
Yeah.
danger. So.
Well, Phoebe, how about you want to look for spiritual?
I was
I
gonna
look for
say,
physical.
detect
Want to cast a
evil.
little bit of? Oh yeah, or
Do you have detect magic?
I don't. I just have detect evil. Otherwise, I'd
bless?
be using
Do you have
that a
bless?
lot. Not specifically.
All right, Brendan, I'm gonna look and see if anything in here is physically threatening.
All right, go ahead and give me a check for traps.
That's probably not a very good roll. I think I might have got a 10 total, but let's see. Find trap. No, I got an 8.
You got an 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. You do not find any traps there.
I was gonna spend. I'm not gonna spend luck because I'm gonna defer to Phoebe's spell. Hopefully.
Yeah, I got a 24
Oh.
on detect evil.
Yeah. So, you know what? I want to look up the specific language for detect evil at this level. 2-4. Detect evil. I'm trying to look at page 24. That's what my life is like, y'all. A, B, C, D.
I got it right here if you want it. 24. The cleric
Okay,
is.
what pa-
It's
Okay.
page 259. The
right.
cleric is immediately aware of all evil creatures and objects within 180 feet. In addition, evil creatures and objects shine with a faint, unearthly glow that is obvious to the cleric's allies. In addition, the cleric is also aware of creatures with intentions harmful to them, even if they are not of opposed alignment.
All right. For example, a mindless but aggressive spider would be detected. So here's the deal. You cast that, and yeah, this seems to be the heart of evil. This whole background evil that you've been feeling from this whole place. This is the heart of it. And there's a spider, and that spider is definitely like it. You're not sure that it's
Chaotic.
Yeah, but it's big time. No, it's definitely chaotic. It is there on top of the altar, and now it's glowing so big you can see by it in here. Okay, like now this whole place is lit up by the effect of the detect evil spell, and she rolled high enough to where everyone can see it. So you all see this altar is now lit up by the light of this glowing. It's an orb spider that is they're hanging off of one of the side bits of the altar.
I attack it with my asthma medication, screaming that it's battery acid.
Man, all right. But it's also teeny tiny. I mean, it's orb spider size. So
It's like
all right.
normal size.
yeah, normal size
Oh.
spider.
And that is all where the evil is coming from, that specific tiny.
The altar is the heart of evil in this
Okay.
whole place. But this creature is all that the spider on there is also a deeply chaotic, super evil, like extra, like so much evil. How did they get it in this tiny little package? It's
Right.
a Hershey's Kiss.
It's only a
evil.
little
You wanna
spider.
Squish it
So I'm
with
pretty
the
sure-
foot?
I'm pretty sure you can't just like pick it up and squish it, but there's only one way to find out.
Right. So are we gonna go inside here?
Yeah.
I could try to shoot it with my bow and arrow.
How far away is the altar
I've got
from
sling
the
stones.
portal or the archway that
About
we're standing?
20 feet.
Oh,
that's it?
cool! Flaming hands.
Okay, well,
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
stand
in the
back.
door then.
Yeah, flamethrowers are the only way to take care of
Yeah.
spiders.
yes.
I can support
John
that.
Goodman
decision.
taught me that.
Cans of
I will
rain in
say-
the lighter.
Can
As
I
you
look
start,
up flaming hands?
as you start casting your spell, it says, "Wait, we have so much to discuss." But you can still, you're not
And
compelled
us.
though.
With Alice on my hand, still speaking, I will be like, we can discuss it right after this barbecue.
All right, go ahead and make your spell check.
21. Let's see if that. Sorry, she's sharing my book.
He's sharing my book.
Flaming hands. What did I say? 21. Spell produces a blast of fire that burns up to 3 targets within range for 1d6 plus cast level points of damage. All targets must be within 10 feet.
Oh.
If I burn 3, ooh, If I burn 7 luck,
Well, how much would it help you?
if I burn 7, I create a single blast of fire 10 feet wide and 30 feet long that does damage equal to 3d6 plus caster level.
You don't think it's easier to step 10 feet into the room?
I was gonna say we could just take the L on this one and try something else.
Okay, fine. I will keep it at 21. Spell produces a blast of fire that burns up to 3 targets within range. Range is 15 feet, so I will take a step forward as I shoot it and hit the spider with it.
All right, you take a step forward and just for a moment, this entire underground thing is lit up by this huge column of fire. And when the smoke clears, you see that it looks just like a regular spider that was hit with a level 21 flame spell. You know what I'm saying? It's just completely annihilated. I will say that there were 3 little bowls on there as well, and whatever was in them also catches fire and is all kind of like destroyed by the fire over there.
Wah, wah.
All right, but here's what else you see though. Also on the altar is huge. The altar is like 20 feet long, and also on the altar is all of your equipment. You guys see all of your gear is up here. All of the things that you're missing. Phoebe's holy symbol.
This feels like a trap.
Yeah.
Does that stuff have to be?
What? Sorry. No, sorry. Anatol's. That length of cloak from Prince Ashhart's cloak. Phoebe's holy symbol. Wigg's, your blood bowl is sitting there. It got a little scorched. Ernie, your fancy green hat, and Forrester, Quendy's luck token is there.
So it survived. It survived his flaming hands.
Yeah, it's targeted enough where he could hit multiple guys. So he only he hit the spider and burnt the spider into nothing.
Okay. I'm like, oh, my hat.
I could try to lasso the objects out. I still have my lasso.
Well, didn't Septus walk into the room?
Yeah. Well, the altar itself though is super evil, right?
Yeah. How has the evil?
Can we see like
since the spider's been killed?
Well, the creature is definitely gone. Like Phoebe, you like the glow from that. In fact, now you're all here in darkness. Well, I guess you have that torch you drop down, but now the lantern, the light is completely diminished as the creature is no longer glowing. However, the altar still reads as evil to you, but you don't detect that creature anymore at all as you did before.
The altar's still bad.
Yeah, I'm afraid that if we touch it, it's like some kind of curse on it or something.
Yeah.
Is that something you can?
I wonder if there's blade of law in the right hands, striking.
Some thieves can.
Striking the altar would crack it.
Traps.
So Brendan, if I use my thieves tools I'll try to recover my length of cloth first, right? And I'm not going to use it in my hand. I'm going to use like tools to try and like.
Gotcha.
So would you want me to use do it like a remove trap type roll or just a regular straight up agility?
You know what? So you're just going to go in there with one of your lock picks and like get the edge of the cloth up and pick it up with that and sort of move back. You don't even need to roll for that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you walk over there carefully, you use that thing and you pick up the cloth and you remove it and you have it and now nothing seems to happen.
Don't touch it until
register as evil, or is that normal still?
The cloth does not. The altar, yes, still.
Okay, so our objects don't individually, but the altar itself does.
Yeah, the altar does, and those the 4 bowls that are on there all register as evil as well.
Anything interesting about
not Carmen's blood bowl, but say again.
Anything interesting about the 3 bowls?
Okay, we go over and take a look at the bowls.
Not touching anything.
Not touching them. Yeah, here is what you see. They are as follows. Yeah, they are. Each one has got a magic, has a liquid in there. Okay. The first one is
magic.
What?
Sorry. Continue.
The first one has they all have a liquid in there, and the first one is clotted brown. Second one is crystal clear. The third one is electric yellow, and the fourth one is puce.
Wait, fourth one?
Brown, clear, yellow.
Yep.
Puce.
And to
Puce.
Phoebe,
I thought you said juice. I was confused.
Puce. Yeah, it's like Welsh is great. No, it's Puce. And Phoebe, they all register
Puce
evil
look
to
like?
you. They're kind of purple.
Okay.
All right.
Have you seen color coded stuff anywhere else? I don't think
so.
Not
The
in this.
doors?
The doors upstairs. One was yellow. You remember the illusion. One was yellow, one was red, and one was brown. And then when you saw them, the red one was just covered in blood. The yellow one had all that mold on it. The brown one was still brown.
Can I do turn unholy on objects?
Yeah, I could. I see what you're going for. Yeah, I have an arbitrary number in my head that you'll have to hit in order to do it. So which color?
I'm gonna go with. Gotta look at this.
Brown, clear, yellow, puce.
Yeah. Start with brown, I guess. Do any of them glow more than?
No, they're all pretty evilish. Looking to you.
All right, then I guess start with brown.
All right, go ahead and give me a check.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, you know what? You are able to the brown one. You are able to sort of like de-evil it, like it no longer whatever. You see this kind of like you almost see the forces of chaos coming off the top of it like a mist. There's a terrible smell for a moment, like oh my god. But it kind of like wafts past you, and then once it is gone, all that's left is this bowl full of brown liquid. The liquid itself doesn't look any different, but you do no longer see that radiating. You no longer see evil radiating off it.
And this is how Dr. Pepper was invented. I have a piece of chalk. I would like to walk up to the yellow one, and I would like to write a symbol of law on it. Specifically one that says that stands for like purification.
Sure, you can write. You write a symbol of the
Bringing it back to Michael's war crawl game of law rules.
We worked so hard. Neutrality. I really thought we were taking that one home that time, but what are you gonna do? All right, but well fought, guys. Well fought. Anyway, yeah, you were able to put that symbol on the outside of the bowl. I'm assuming doing it in such a way that you don't spill it, like you're like to hold the top there. Yeah, you are able to write that symbol there on the outside of the bowl. Phoebe, you don't see any change in its aura with that having been done.
Do I go through and do it for each thing, or do we find a better way to do this?
I say we just Anatol does his thing and takes everybody's objects off the altar.
But do we see an exit? Because
You don't see an exit.
Maybe removing our
check
stuff
first.
though will let us actually leave if we get it off the altar. But we'd still check around here. But I think if we get our personal stuff at least off this evil altar, maybe that'll help. Or like who was suggesting, like cleaving this or using the sword. The sword is having some sort of like reaction to the.
Oh crap! We probably should have talked to the spider.
You know what? That thing is ash and rind.
Oh, I know.
There's nothing left of that spider.
Yeah, so Brendan, I'll start taking everyone's stuff off the altar one by one.
You carefully remove everyone's items from the altar. They are all arrayed in a very specific kind of like you can see, like, they're all very close to each other. At the end of them, there is one further item, which looks to be a human scalp. Somebody who had brown hair.
Whose special item is this?
Oh, that would be Miss Alice, right?
Give it to me. Give it to me.
You know what? Actually, now that you say that, Wigg, it is the same color of Miss Alice's hair back when she was in the illusion of it. That's the same color as her hair was, kind of a chestnut.
All right, let's take it. I'll take it off.
All right, you remove the altar from. Sorry, you remove that from the altar.
Scalp?
You got it. The scalp.
Give me that. Give me that. Put it on my head.
Listen, you're acting really impetuous here. You already burnt the one spider we had to talk to. I'm not giving you any scalps just yet.
Are you taking the scalp with you? Is it going in the inventory or?
I think I'm gonna hold it just for now. Yeah, I definitely don't want to just leave it here in case we need it for something.
Sure. All right.
And-
So you are able to take all of the items there off of the. You take all of the items off of there, and yeah, including the scalp.
I don't like just leaving this here.
Is the thing still evil, the altar, Phoebe?
I assume nothing has changed with our object.
Yeah, the altar. Yeah, I will tell you this. Okay, so you have now you are looking at it with the detect evil, and you've used turn unholy to rid the evil off the one thing. I will say that if you are literally trying to like de-evilify this altar, for, re-sanctify. There's probably a better word,
Yeah.
ecumenical word for it that I don't know. But I will say that you are looking at a holy divine aid in order to pull that off. I'm not saying you can totally do it, but this seems to be the center of everything that's going on here. And if you really want to cleanse this place, you're looking at actually calling on the power Shul to come down here and.
That's 100% what we should do.
Yeah, and he said, Shul said, "Be my light, Phoebe."
Yeah, so I think that's what I got to do.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call on Shul for this one.
Okay, so we are going to call on Shul. All right, divine aid. Give me your check there. You're going to pick up 10 points of disapproval for the attempt.
Yeah. All right. 17. I don't have it. bookmarked in here.
17.
All right, let's move that up a bit.
Thank you.
She said it that way, hoping you would do that, Forrester.
I was just disappointed
That was
in myself.
a 17, Forrester.
I'm going to bump that up. I'm bumping that up to a 21.
21. All right, that's a good one. All right, I'm going to stay with this. Okay. You know what? I'm going to actually look at the actual language here. I think it's in the.
It's in the judges. Yeah, it's I think like 20 was the example for calling down a column of flame.
Yeah, that'll work. I will say that, yeah, with a 21, I will say that, you call, we all see Phoebe sits there and prays for a full minute. And then this, just a column of moonlight just like bathes this entire place. And for a moment, it feels like you're outdoors. Like you can smell fresh air and you all feel kind of revitalized from doing this, and like you feel Shul's power kind of like radiate all throughout here. It's this wonderful soft light, and the edges of the altar kind of soften, and the bowls kind of like empty themselves instead of like just like the liquid in them, even the brown one, they all just kind of like fade away. And Forrester, Ernie, and Wiggs, you failed that saving throw before when you saw the dancers upstairs. Like you had just felt crappy since then in an indefinable way, and you weren't really sure even how to do it. But like suddenly, like the moonlight hits all of you, and you know what? You're like Phoebe now. You're like, I can dance by myself. I don't need any of that crap. Whatever they were about, I don't need any of that stuff. And you just have this serene, whatever had happened to you during that, you feel it just sort of like melt away. You guys all feel just like, oh, and you feel like, once the whole ritual is done, it literally glows like moonlight in here for a full minute. And all of y'all feel like this one, you're breathing fresh air and feeling like, and then the glow fades. But when it does, it's like the altar itself no longer registers as evil too. You have unsanctified it. And I'm gonna say everyone's gonna get a luck point for that, for being a part of this and for having had clean this out.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is actually a really good stopping point for this time. So why don't we go ahead and put a lid on it here for today. We'll go ahead and stop. But hey, thank you all very much. Great job, everybody. You guys did a really good job tonight. And my God, y'all beat up my monster. That's like the nastiest thing I've created. Y'all just keep beating his ass. So that's great.
I was on the ropes, dude. One more hit, I would have been down.
Yeah, but like Wiggs did more than like 70 points of magic missile damage and like.
Wiggs is the MVP.
2 swift rounds. Yeah. So well done, Wiggs. Well done, everybody.
Thanks to Forrester.
Thanks to everybody. So
Yes.
next Sunday is the 27th. We're on for next Sunday, our regular time.
With a very
Um,
special guest. Not that Jim's not special.
No,
Wow.
but even-
Yeah. Thanks, Tim.
Forget him.
with a very special guest. So thank you all. And for everybody watching, absolutely happy holidays. Thank you so much for tuning in and for checking this out today on Blades Against Bandwidth. And thanks everybody for hanging out in the chat room and for watching on
Be
YouTube.
safe, folks.
Like and subscribe and hit a bell button. Thank you.
Bye.
Night.
See you.